Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome to the F1 Word and to the race watch along for the 2025 Sao Paulo Grand Prix. I'm laughing at you all in chat. I don't know why. Duckrup made me chuckle with the he's got to change everything to green first. I don't know why that made me laugh. It just did, but there you go. Hey, you're all having a good Sunday and ready for what could be a very entertaining Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Max Verstappen going from the pit lane. Rain in the air. It's drizzling at the moment. Dampish track in places. Yeah, interesting. To say the least. We'll go through the grid, etc. and everything very shortly. In fact, I'll tell you how much it's raining. Awnings may now be used, according to the FIA thing. So we know they don't want to get one or two spots of rain in these cars. Very bad. But it's definitely drizzling. You can see the spots of rain on the camera as well. Seb Vettel talking to Martin Rund on the grid. But yeah, I don't know what I'm laughing. Also laughing at your reactions to the music. It's obviously really annoyed about the music. But there you go. It is what it is. I can explain if you want, but I think you're more interested in Formula One rather than that. So we'll not worry about it. Let's do some shout outs in chat. Hey to Sticklebrick, to Red Raven. I caught your comment, by the way, on to the channel earlier, Red Raven. And in response to that, I was going to type, but I thought I'd save it for now. In response to that, If Max Verstappen wins from the pit lane today, I'm putting my money on him. But if he doesn't win today, I think it is between the McLaren. So we'll be aligned with our opinions by the end of this weekend, I suspect, on where the title's going. Hey to Kevin, hey to Paradox as well. Hi to Boom Spoon, love that name. Hey Pascal says, how is everyone? I'm very good, thank you, hope you are too. Let's hope for a great race. Rain is in the area and it has started to drizzle. RC says, you're late. I was late, but you know. Sorry. Adrian says, drizzling already, that's what I like to hear. Hey to Dave as well. I said hey Adrian, I should say. Hey to Black Rider, to Duckrut, I've already mentioned. Say hey to 7-string bassist, to Fud, to Nigerian Prince, hey to Clansome, to Warden of Souls, and to the Haprust as well. I think I said hey to Kevin. I'll say hey to Kevin as well. Yeah, Formula Sean, that's the one. Yeah. On that note, I'm going to say this now. I'm not going to keep posting stuff on this channel to say follow me over on the other one because I don't want to bore people with it. So today will be the last time I asked for it. Don't forget, I have got another channel now, Formula Sean. It's like the F1 word of old. Head on over there. Follow the link in the description. Subscribe if you want to, or follow the link that is pinned at the top of the chat. We had a lot of fun this weekend with the 2 sprint session watch-alongs and the quali watch-along. That was good fun. There'll be videos this week. We're live in midweek as well with Jonty to talk about... For one thing, and if CPB's here, he'll probably do a dance, but we're going to talk about the Massa Court case, talk about Singapore 2008 a bit, and just chat F1 and take lots of your questions. And then I'll be back here on the F1 word, of course, with the Vegas Grand Prix preview. But I will say, no watch-alongs Vegas weekend because my other half works at the weekend, and I don't think it's fair for me to be screaming and shouting about Formula 1 at 4 o'clock in the morning UK time when they're over there asleep. It's not very fair. So, yeah. It won't be happening, but it was a lot of fun. It was good stuff. So, Stickerbrick says, so fed up of the YouTube app on Android. Every time it tries to serve an ad and fails, it freezes in the chat till I reload the stream. I think automated ads are on. If they become stupid and annoying, let me know and I'll turn the automated ads off. But if you want them off, just let me know. It's no bother to me either way. I just get bored of the pop-up going, now would be a great time to insert an ad. And I'm like, leave me alone. So have a think. Let me know in chat if you want me to turn those off. I will do. If not, then I'll leave them. But let's have a quick fly through the grid then. A few changes from yesterday. The most notable one, Max Verstappen. We'll get to that in a second. Lando Norris will start on pole position from Kimi, Antonelli. What a weekend, by the way, Norris having, but also Antonelli. Big style. Great weekend for him. Charles Leclerc, somehow apparently sticking on a wing he's not run all weekend, was the big win yesterday. Third place for him with Oscar Piastri in P4. P5 for Isack Hadjar. P6 for George Russell. P7 for Liam Lawson. It's 8th for Ollie Bearman. 9th for Pierre Gasly. And 10th for Nico Hulkenberg. Not a single world champion on in the top 10. You could argue with Norris and Piastri potential champions, but right now, no world champion in the top 10. We also have McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Racing Bulls, Haas, Alpine, and Sauber. That's 7 teams in the top 10. Absolutely mental. Fernando Alonso, P11, 12th for Alex Albon, 13th for Lewis Hamilton. Really miserable day. Actually, in both qualifying sessions over the weekend. 14th for Stroll, 15th Sainz, 16th Colapinto, 17th Tsunoda, 18th Bortoletto, 19th Verstappen, and 20th Esteban Ocon. In terms of why they are where they are, Verstappen and Ocon start from the pit lane. Verstappen has had setup changes, which I think I predicted that yesterday over on Formula Sean in the qualifying watch. I think I said quite clearly there I expected him to take a setup change at least, because whatever they changed between the sprint race and qualifying hadn't worked, so it made sense to do that, pull him out apart firm, make the change they needed to. But they've also taken the opportunity, as I also predicted and many others did, to change every single element of the power unit. So a new ICE, that's internal combustion engine. If you're new to F1, turbocharger, MGUH, that's motor generator unit heat, and then the kinetic as well, energy store and control electronics. As for Esteban Ocon, he's changed the ICE on his power unit as well. Can't see that they've made any setup changes to Ocon's car. It looks like it's just the internal combustion engine that's been changed, his 5th one, so not sure what is going on there. My family always messes with me when I go live. Like there's usually before I go live on the F1 word, there's 6 days in a week. They always wait until right as I go live. But there you go. Anyway, so that's the situation and why Max Verstappen and Ocon are starting from the pit lane. I'm relieved it's only them two. I thought Bortoletto might need to if they wanted to make some more changes, but they seem to have got the car sorted. I thought they might do the same as they have with Max with Tsunoda. They haven't, so I'm quite relieved it's only 2. It could have been 4 or 5, which would have been thrilling, really. But yeah, actually, to be fair to Pascal, very simple. It's a no-brainer for Red Bull. In terms of strategy today, I'm not going to go through strategy, not because I'm lazy, but because I don't really see the point too much. We can have a look at what the rough guides are, but the reason I'm reluctant to is just simply because if you look at the weather and rain is in the air, it could be completely pointless even thinking about strategy. But just if it does stay completely dry, it's probably I'm gonna have to log in. Do you know Pirelli have stopped sending their stuff to me now. I don't know why, probably to do with the fact I'm not with Planet F1 anymore, but expected pit stop strategies, one stopper, soft to medium. Ted did say actually before the build, or before I went live, that's going to be a tough strategy to pull off because you'd need to look after your tyres a little bit. So that's an interesting one, but that is a top strategy. You can two-stop, but as you'd expect, pretty much a mixture of the softs and the mediums, so keep an eye on that, but it could be intermediates at some point. Let's just wait and see what happens. Well, we might come back to strategy later if it does look like it's going to stay completely dry. No point going with the tyres, really. In terms of how long it takes to make a pit stop under green flag racing, officially 20.8 seconds. We'll call it 21 seconds. What's 0.2 of a second between friends? And safety car, virtual safety car, about 12 seconds if they want to pit during the safety car, which might not be a bad idea. Yeah. 40% is the official risk of rain, by the way, which actually, to be fair, when we checked the forecast yesterday after the quali watch, or during the quali watch, it was only 10%. So that has ramped up. But I think it was Andrea Stella or Lauren McKee said to Sky that we've been trying to predict the weather all weekend and we've been wrong every time. So who knows? But yeah, Ollie Bearman chatting to Craig Slater there. Big weekend for him. Lots of clouds in the air. And some planes now, which is very exciting if you love an aeroplane, I suppose. But there you go. Let's have a look at what you're saying. We'll just do lots of chat. I'm not live over here as often as I used to be, and there isn't much content over here, so it's nice to catch up with you. But I'm looking at the chat, and I think I probably spoke to most of you yesterday and Friday. But, you know, there you go. That's what a community is. Why do I think Slater is a donkey, says Kevin. I'm not a big Craig Slater fan. He's not done anything wrong as such. He just irritates me. There you go. Boom Spoon says top strategy in Brazil, overtake Glock. Fairs. Just try to see if anybody said anything about the your kids and your Formula Sean and your podcast and your Lando Boris and your sim racings and your war stories and your mustard gas, says Boom Spoon. Sure. Sometimes there'll be a comment and I'll go, yes, I completely understand what you're talking about there, mate. But I love your name, so it's okay. Your multi-stream to any other platform, I could switch to another platform. I'm not Stickle Brick, but I am going to, in the new year ahead of next season, I am going to set up a Formula Sean Twitch so that I can look at multi-streaming or even doing something completely different over there just for a laugh. But look, it's the ad revenue from the channel comes to me, but it's not a problem if we turn them off. It's not. I think when I checked, I think it was a difference of about £2 between having the mid rolls on and not having the mid rolls on. So it's really not a problem. Just if it becomes completely unbearable, Stickle Brick, and it's adverts every 3 minutes. I know what YouTube's like. I put the preview up on Thursday. I left it to automate the ads, and in an 8-minute video it put 7 mid-rolls in, and I was like, I know not everybody sees a mid-roll every time, but I was like, that's a piss take, so I just did 3. Seemed like about the right number, so there. Yeah. The title fight with Max is over. Feels bad, says Sad Mariners fan who's not from Grimsby. I mean, look, I said it earlier as a joke, a bit tongue-in-cheek to Red Raven. If Max Verstappen wins from the pit lane today, I'd fancy him to win the lot, because if you could do that, incredible. I don't think he will, but if he did, then that's my view. But if he doesn't today, it's between the two McLarens, and frankly, 3 races to go. Yes, lots of points because there's a sprint as well. So what's that? 75 points plus 8, whatever that works out at. 83, is it? Something like that. 83 points. Anything could happen if Norris was to DNF from Vegas or Qatar or whatever, but I feel like if he wins today and Oscar Piastri... if he wins, Oscar Piastri can't win, but you know what I mean? If Oscar Piastri doesn't win today and Norris does, I think it's very difficult to argue against Norris taking this. I still think it'll go down to the wire, but it depends on what the margin is. It might be a bit like, was it 2014 we had double points, didn't we? So that was just stupid. But it could be something like an 18-point gap, and Norris is pretty comfortable, really. But, well, not 18, he wouldn't be, but 20 points, let's say. But, yeah. No, it's not terrible. During the race itself, chat gets turned off and go full screen. Oh, there you go. Fair enough. So we'll see what happens today. But we'll do some predictions shortly. Do you know what I'd love today? Honestly, I'd love an Antonelli win. I'd absolutely love that. Ace says, I can't stay to watch. Looking forward to watching the VOD while working tomorrow. Nothing like a waffle for company. No worries, mate. Thank you very much for popping along. And if you like your post-race waffles, by the way, make sure you have subscribed to Formula Sean, because they might be making a return very soon. Not today. I wasn't teasing for today, but very soon. So race reactions on the horizon. No, not marbles. You're obsessed with marbles. Maybe I will. Maybe we'll on Twitch. At the end of every stream, we'll do marbles or some other game like, I don't know. I don't play many games. I play like 3. If Max wins today, says Nilesh, it'll be a toss-up based on how Qatar and Abu Dhabi go. If Norris wins today, it doesn't make it impossible for Piastri to come back. Again, by the way, you've got the ats again rather than your actual names. So if I don't recognise who you are by your at, then I do apologise. I'll try and make sure to get it right. I know a lot of your profile pictures, so it's not so bad. Lost me what? Well, I've said it before. I used to have a blog that was on the marbles, so I mean, then it got taken, or I didn't get taken. I never used it anymore. But there you go. What are we saying for the race today? Then what are your predictions going into this one? Give me your top 3 in chat, and I'll read a few out and do some shout outs. Then we'll do a few more comments from the chat itself, and then it'll be time to go racing, I suppose. But I can't remember what I said yesterday, but I think if it stays dry and Antonelli doesn't send up the inside of turn 1, I think Norris probably going to not disappear with it, because we saw in the sprint Antonelli was able to keep him honest, but I think he'll have it under control and manage it from there. So I'd fancy Norris to win it. But I think if we want a great race, I think we're going to need Antonelli to get ahead of Norris into very early on, so that we've got at least some sort of battle at the front. But I'd probably say if it stays pretty straightforward, Norris, Piastri, Antonelli as a top 3. If we get a little bit of chaos, maybe Piastri can win it. Perhaps, I don't know. I think I said something like Leclerc P2 and Hadjar P3 yesterday, didn't I? So something around there. A surprise podium. Maybe Bearman shocks us all. I don't know if we get a bit of chaotic race. In terms of Max, I said yesterday, I think he'll come back through to about 6th or 7th place, somewhere around there. That's kind of how I see him doing that today. He did say, by the way, pre-race, just before I went live, that actually his car is vibrating a lot less with this power unit. So that's something to look at in the future. But let's see. It's going to be fun. I think this could be fun, rain or not. And it doesn't need to chuck it down, because if it chucks it down with rain, we're just going to get a red flag and have to wait for 3 hours anyway. So I'd rather just have a bit of light rain just to make the track nice and greasy, to put that jeopardy there and to mix things up a bit, because there's no point having heavy rain, because they'll just stop the race and we sat here trying to fill for 3 hours or 2 hours. It'll be, won't it? But yeah. Oh, I'm so ready for this. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. This is, as well, I'll say it again, my favourite race of the year, without doubt. We've got yellow flags out there on the... Oh, because the crew are there, don't matter. Ignore that. Sean lost his marbles. I'll tell you what, Kevin, you can't lose what you never had, mate. Tommy says Norris, Antonelli and Piastri. Bruh has said Norris, Leclerc, Verstappen. Bearman for the win, says Paradox. Do you know what? He's had a solid weekend apart from his penalty, hasn't he, really? So who knows? Fudd says a normal race, Norris, Antonelli and Verstappen. Chaotic Verstappen, Hamilton, Alonso. If Verstappen wins from the pit lane, I'm going to go mad in a good way. Piastri, Verstappen, Russell says RC. Clancy says Leclerc, Piastri crash, lap 2, turn 1. I tell you what, if Piastri retires and Verstappen doesn't score heavily and Norris wins, it won't go down to the wire. I think that'll be it pretty much. Not mathematically, of course, but that will be game over. Piastri can't afford any more. It's a really crap expression because it doesn't mean what I mean it to mean, but he's played his jokers. I know he didn't deliberately crash out in Baku, so he didn't play that, but you know what I mean. He's his bad luck now and his mistakes, he can't afford anymore. That's it now. No, Norris, Antonelli, Russell for 7th Street basis. Hatbro says that my prediction: any rain is going to be light enough to stay on slicks. Yeah, but it makes the track nice and greasy, doesn't it? So it might cause a few spins or surprises or mistakes. Dave says Bearman, Bortoletto, Alonso. Red Raven says one of these days I'll change my profile pic to a blue owl just to throw you off. Prediction is Norris, Antonelli, Piastri with Hamilton make it to top 5. If it rains, roll a 20-sided dice. About right. I like the plan, but you've told me it now, so I'll be looking out for blue owls. And if you all change your profile picture to blue owls now, I'm finished. It's over. Alfie said, I think you said Stroll, Yuki, and Hulkenberg top 3 yesterday. Probably. I don't think I did, but I'll let you have that one. I expect Las Vegas very unpredictable, untypical for each car's pace. McLaren is not guaranteed to be the first of the top 4 teams there. Qatar and Abu Dhabi were probably more typical, says Nilesh. Hopefully Leclerc gets his first Brazil podium, says Michael. Hey, Michael. Pascal says Antonelli, Piastri, Norris, and a point for Sauber. Points for Sauber, surely. Chaos pick for Sophia. Piastri, Antonelli, and Leclerc. Hey, Sophia. Sad Mariners fan who's not from Grimsby says, my cope is Honda turned his engine up to 11 like the 2021 Merc engine, and Max storms to the front. You never know. Adrian says, Piastri, Russell, Verstappen. AI's prediction, Verstappen, Piastri, Russell. Are you AI, Adrian? Is that the truth there? Because they're very similar. Where are we? I agree Vegas is a toss-up, says Tommy. High speed with some medium speed, nimbleness, and cooler at night for grip. The thing with Vegas, we talked about this again over on Formula Sean, didn't we? That actually, because the cooler temperatures, you can throw Mercedes right in the mix again there. So that's going to be interesting. That is going to be good. I can see Russell getting the win, says Mike. And if it rains a lot, maybe Gasly can sail that Alpine boat to victory, says Boom Spoon. Yes, right then. We're ready. Let's get this all set up. Of course, I'll always say it. I get bored of saying it. I think you get bored of hearing it, but I'll keep saying it anyway. There is no on-track footage for obvious copyright reasons. It is illegal. It's against the law, son. If you know, you know. We have got live time provided by the awesome folks over at Multiviewer for F1. Please go check out the link in the description. I'm sure many of you use it anyway. But if you don't, it's a great app. It's free to download, free to sign up to, but you do need an F1 TV access subscription as a minimum, but that's £2.49 a month in the UK, and to be honest, well worth the price for the archive anyway. But then you get this on top of that, so you can customize your viewing experience with as much or as little data as you like. That's the line I use. I've not been asked to do that. I just like to give them a little shout out because they don't have to let me use these and others as well, but they are very, very good with content creators. I'm sure you've seen if you've been on other channels who do watch along. So thank you to those guys. Don't forget to drop a like as well and subscribe if you are new, and don't forget to check out the link to the other channel pinned in the chat if you want to go and listen to more of my absolute nonsense. Pit lane start for Verstappen and Ocon, and then we've got Gabriel Bortoletto and Yuki Tsunoda 18th and 17th. We work backwards on the grid, don't we, for some reason. But Franco Colapinto, he starts 16th, staying at Alpine next year, of course. He's alongside Carlos Sainz, who's 15th. We've got Lance Stroll in 14th and Lewis Hamilton in 13th place in the Ferrari. Can he recover? Some rain might help him. We'll see. Alex Albon, P12 in the Williams with Fernando Alonso in 11th. Where did Aston's pace go yesterday, by the way? They looked pretty good in the sprint and fell off quite a bit. Nico Hulkenberg, P10. Pierre Gasly, for some reason, up there in P9 in that car. Ollie Bearman, I think a really solid weekend so far. Penalty side, 8th place. But he's alongside Liam Lawson, who he collided with yesterday in the sprint. So that could be interesting. George Russell, 6th place with Isack Hadjar, one of the stars of qualifying yesterday in P5. Oscar Piastri sits 4th on the grid with Charles Leclerc in P3, and then we've got the top 2 pretty much for the whole weekend, actually, really. Norris and Antonelli. Norris on pole, Antonelli P2 for the sprint. Same again today, and of course they finished 1 and 2 in the race yesterday. So there you go. Hey Yinka, hey to Pacey Bennett, and hey to, I think I said hey to Foot earlier, but thank you to Lyle as well for being a member for 14 months. As if Verstappen wins through the pit lane, I think that Planet F1 should buy everyone a nice coffee or a case of Red Bull. Do you think McLaren is favouring Norris? No, I don't think McLaren are favouring Norris. I like to play to it a bit when things happen, but I do it when it happens with Piastri as well, where I sort of go, oh, that was very convenient. But I think it is just that, just coincidence and whatever. I don't think there's anything in it, but I'd be surprised if Planet F1 buys everyone a nice coffee or a case of Red Bull. You might get a glass of tap water, but you never know. You never know. No ice. No ice. I will count down the lights when we get back round again, by the way. We'll do the countdown of the lights so you can sync up, because I know that some streams are a bit all over the place. But 71 laps today. Could be fun. I've got the Mercedes shirt on for A, because I just love their merch this year, and B, because it'd be great to see Kimi Antonelli win. So there you go. It's a bit warmer in here today. The PC's chugging out some hot air, so I didn't need the hoodie, so we're all good. But yeah, this could be a lot of fun today. Very much looking forward to Brazil. It's a Sunday evening as well. I don't know. There's something about Brazil Sunday evening. Just really, it's the perfect time for a race. Trophy looks nice, by the way. Just to let you know, I'm not going to try and describe it, but it looks like a trophy. It's just very, very nice. Hopefully live timing is okay today as well. Just as always, a reminder, if it does go down, there's nothing I can do about it, so we'll just have to muddle through. But it's been okay so far this weekend, so hopefully it'll be okay today. Let's see, we're about to get going for the formation lap. All the crew look like they're away, and we're about 5 seconds away from the start of the formation lap. 2 o'clock local time, 5 p.m. in the UK. Formation lap is underway. Tyres. Let's go through the tyres. I think Crofty's just started that, so I've done it about the right time. Lando Norris will start on a fresh set of mediums. Kimi Antonelli on the softs again, as he was in a sprint yesterday, but it's a used set, but only 3 laps, so should be okay. Leclerc and Piastri also on new mediums, as is Lando Norris. A old set of softs for Hadjar, again only 3 laps, 4 laps on the used mediums for George Russell. Lawson, Bearman, Gasly all on used softs in 7th, 8th and 9th place. Nico Hulkenberg has a nice new set of mediums. Fernando Alonso doing the Aston Martin shuffle, starting on a fresh set of hards and going extremely long, I'd imagine, in 11th place. 12th place for Albon on he's running the used mediums, 6 laps on those, so they're getting on a bit, but not. There should be plenty of life in them. Don't worry about that. Fresh set of softs for Hamilton. Stroll doing the same as his teammate. He's on a fresh set of hards. Fresh softs as well for Sainz. Fresh mediums for Colapinto. Fresh hards for Tsunoda. And fresh softs for Gabriel Bortoleto. And perhaps unsurprisingly, Max Verstappen and Esteban Ocon, who are going for the pit lane, are both starting on a fresh set of the hard tyres. You may as well run as long as possible. Though, with the chance of early safety cars in Sao Paulo, it's not always the best way to go. Sometimes getting a softer tyre out of the way early is a good move. But, I mean, that doesn't mean they have to pit, does it? At all. I mean, if everyone pits ahead of him, then he'll gain lots of places. Surprise scenarios on hards instead of anything else to gather data for Verstappen. I would have thought, yeah, I mean, it's a bit tricky because Verstappen's with him more or less, isn't he? There's only a couple of places between them. Had Verstappen been P5 or something and Tsunoda down in P17, then yes, split your strategy. But I suppose they've got to try and get one of their cars up there at least. And I think we know which one it'll be if either of them are going to get up there. So there you go. Apparently Stroll has made it past turn 4 on the formation lap. Well done, Lance. You did it. I was a little bit worried. 304,000 people in attendance this weekend, apparently, at Sao Paulo. Great event. I'd love to go. Just for the atmosphere, and so I could do the Senna chant. Why not? Here we go. Right. Take a second and a breath before we get going. I will count down the lights, like I say. Lando Norris just coming around now to start, or to line up on the grid. He'll be joined by Kimi Antonelli. He's a little bit further back, actually, funnily enough. There, so just doing his burnouts on the way to his grid slot. All taking their place now. Charles Leclerc's in, and Piastri and Hadjar and co. Who's going to be the last set? I mean, it's quite. I'll tell you what, Norris done all right here to bunch these up. There's still some coming around the final couple of corners, but it's not as spread out as it can be on a formation lap. We'll see Verstappen and Ocon peel into the pit, so they'll start at the end of the pit lane. Quite funny yesterday in the sprint when the lights started to come on and they were still trundling down the pit lane. But they'll be down the bottom in no time, so no problem there. Bortoleto coming around the final corner to take his place on the grid. Here we go. Green flag at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4 lights, 5 lights. We're going into Lagos. It's a decent. I can't quite tell for that camera angle. It's a low camera angle, but it looks like a good start for Antonelli, who's sort of challenging, but he's got a little bit of company on the inside. But Norris got away nicely there. He's okay. Got Hadjar trying to go past Piastri, and Lawson battling with George Russell. In fact, Lawson, I think, has got a place. That's Gasly. Hulkenberg's lost a couple of places. Down A place to P11. Gasly up to 8th. Bearman to 9th, down to 9th. We're watching some battling between Piastri and Hadjar on the run to turn 4. Piastri cannot let that Racing Bulls through. Twitching at the rear, sliding the back of that McLaren Piastri on the exit of 4. That's going to leave him very vulnerable to Isack Hadjar, and he can't afford to battle too hard with him. Verstappen has been released from the pits, as has Esteban Ocon. So we are ready to go properly. Sorry, I was going to say properly round the outside there by Fernando Alonso, but I think he was already there before he got to that point. So I got two. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there. In fact, there was between, was that, I think that's Hulkenberg, isn't it? A bit of contact. That was contact. We've got double yellows out there for some reason. Bortoletto stopped at turn 10. I saw contact between a Sauber and I think possibly Alonso, but Bortoletto's in the wall for the second time this weekend. He is still going though, but that might still need some sort of safety car. In fact, his suspension is completely damaged. Yeah, he's out of the race, Bortoletto, but it is a yellow flag. This might need some sort of safety car, maybe a virtual safety car, with it being quite a lot of debris there as Ollie Bearman was threatening Pierre Gasly into turn. We've got George Russell trying it on Liam Lawson, but he's not going to get through there. Both the Racing Bulls going very well here at the moment. But yeah, solid start there. I'd be surprised if there's going to have to be a safety car. Bortoletto stopped, I believe. He has on the driver tracker, so I think we'll get some sort of safety car here. Will it be virtual? Will it be full? It's a full safety car. So we go, well, that's a different one. So we have to go yellow on this one. We don't get the cool graphics over here. So there you go. We have a safety car. Hamilton down to 19. It must be Hamilton and Bortoletto then. No, Bortoletto was way further back. Hamilton's got damage, so I'm wondering something must have happened with either Hamilton and Bortoletto have somehow come together, or Hamilton's hit somebody, then Bortoletto got caught up a little bit later in something. We'll see a replay, I'm sure. But safety car has been deployed. There you go. Yeah, I'll go through the bad starts in a moment, but we're just going to see a replay here. So I couldn't quite, the lower camera angle made it difficult to see how well people got away, but Norris got the perfect start. In fact, Norris was gone. Norris was already through turn 2 before the others left the line. He was that comfortable off the start. Perfect start for him. Same with Antonelli, actually. And then we got Piastri battling with Hadjar, but a bit tight for Hadjar to get through there. We've then got two cars. It's Bearman and Gasly side by side. Russell did drop back a little bit. Antonelli still got a nice toe on Norris. And this is Hadjar having a little go at Piastri into 4. But Piastri on the exit really lights up the rears. So here we go. This one was Lewis Hamilton on board. Perfect. Not a terrible start, but not a great start. Who's he going to hit? Or who's going to hit him? So there isn't. He has contact at turn 1 with somebody on the inside, which looks like it might have been a Williams. Then he's dropping back anyway. Then he's going to touch the Alpine with his front wing there. That's why he ended up with Bortoletto. So that explains why he's down there. Bortoletto, that's the contact I saw with the quite contact with the Aston. He ends up in the wall. Does Hamilton then collect him somehow? Maybe. I can't, yeah, so round goes Bortoletto into the wall. No, Hamilton nowhere near him, so not sure what, it must have been the contact we mentioned earlier from Hamilton that caused that. Oh no, he's hit the back of Colapinto. So do you remember similar in some ways to Alonso and Ocon at that corner when they were both at Alpine, but so he tries to duck under where the pit entry is to get past, and Colapinto, I mean, to be fair to Franco, he doesn't actually move, does he? And Hamilton goes into the back of him, so a bit of driver error there, and he is now right at the back and in the pits. I imagine a nice fresh set of hards will go on that. We have got a safety car for a lot of chaos there on this first lap. Hamilton on the way out the pits now. So in terms of starts, top 5 haven't moved. Lawson's up 1 and Russell is down 1. It's windy out there, by the way, looking at that, those marshals in their ponchos. Bearman and Gasly stay where they are somehow. Alonso's up 1, Albon's up 1, Sainz is up 3, Hulkenberg down 3, Colapinto up 1, Stroll staying where he is, Verstappen up 3, Ocon up 3, Tsunoda down 1, Hamilton down 6. Yuki Tsunoda just, yeah, already behind Ocon and Verstappen and lost a place as well. So, I mean, goodness me. Yeah, I mean, he has pitted. Sorry, Tsunoda pitted. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, he pitted. I missed that. I was looking at the Hamilton pit. So he pitted to put the mediums on. So try something different, maybe, as you theorised in the chat. So that's why he's pitted and why he lost those places. I was trying to work out why that happened there. Has Hamilton been off track again? No, he can't have been. I'm looking at something. It's a different weird camera angle threw me off there. But anyway, yeah. So the replay of his stop. It'll be a slow stop anyway. 18.5 seconds because they changed the wing, but it was slow in addition to that, trying to get the old wing from underneath the car. That's what took so long there. Yeah, I thought I saw proper contact, Pascal, between a Sauber and an Aston, and I thought it was Bortoleto, but when we saw the onboard, I'm not sure Bortoleto touched Alonso. Alonso squeezed him, but I don't think he actually made contact with him, or Stroll, whichever Aston it was. So the actual contact was that I must have seen must have been Alonso and Hulkenberg. Oh, yeah, it is. It's Sainz at clunks Lewis Hamilton into turn 1. Just the first turn incident, nobody to blame there, really. Tsunoda, does he get damage as well? Now that might be why Tsunoda pitted to get rid of the Haas. Let's have a look. Is he going to hit Colapinto as well? Is he going to hit the back of somebody? Oh, he gets caught out by Hamilton having that contact with Sainz. But does he get... I'm trying to think why Yuki might have pit. He must have had some sort of damage. I don't know. I'm in the same place as you guys. But we are under safety car. That's... not a great surprise. I just said no, early safety cars might be worth putting a soft on and getting rid of them, but maybe that was a little bit too early for a safety car to be doing that. I'll just read a message from John T randomly. Sorry, I shouldn't. Yeah, no, I don't think Johnson's watching because he'll be on delay. But yeah, no, if he's talking about the Sky intro, yeah, I agree. That really annoyed me. Irrationally annoyed me. Yeah. Anyway, that was some horrible driving from Lewis, says Kevin. At least it's damaged imitation for Hamilton, says Hansy. Hey, Hansy. Why change the tyres? Says A. Yeah, I'm not sure why Tsunoda has changed tyres. He's just on the Hamilton on the fast lap on a 33.9. That is not quick, by the way. So I'm not really sure why they pitted Yuki, unless he had some sort of... maybe damaged floor, lost a lot of downforce, rears unstable, is what Hamilton's saying. I wonder maybe Yuki maybe pitting as a precaution. Did he go through the debris that Bortoleto was strewn across the track, maybe, with his crash? Maybe. I don't know. Safety car in this lap, though. We can go racing and stop trying to speculate on this. So we are about to go green. I keep pressing the buttons for the other stream, so it keeps confusing me. But yes, we're about to get going again. We're coming through the final proper corner in the dry. But we saw yesterday in the sprint, didn't we? Norris might leave this till the very last second to sprint. He's got to do it just before the line. But yeah, Hamilton may... Martin Brundle theorising they might park the Ferrari. I was just going to say they may not bother. Ooh, Anthony close to the back of Norris. If Anthony just keeps this in a straight line and floors it at the right time, he might threaten. We are go. Anthony doesn't really get it right. He's going to come under pressure here from Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri with 3 wide into turn 1. Piastri on the inside. He's going to try, and as he's locked up, there's contact. Oh, dearie me. Piastri hit Antonelli, who hit Leclerc. We've got a wheel bouncing across the track, a tyre bouncing across the track. Leclerc's out of the race, or at least going to be not going anywhere quick. And that is game over. What a fucking disgrace by Ferrari again. Goodness me. Not Leclerc's fault, that one. But Antonelli did get hit by Piastri. Piastri will surely... well, we'll see. He was locked up, was Piastri, so I'd be surprised if that isn't a penalty, but he is P2. And now we've got the Racing Bulls side by side through turn 7. We've got another yellow flag out there for that damage. That might be a safety car if Leclerc pulls over. He has indeed. That's going to be at least a virtual. I'll get ready to press the button again. But yes, I think we're about to get another yellow flag period, or at least a virtual safety car. Yeah. Oh, we've got... You were right, actually, Clancy. It wasn't actually lap 2, but it was a second racing lap, wasn't it? So I'll give you that, Clancy. You were bang on. Leclerc and Antonelli coming together somehow, or Piastri and Leclerc, or I can't remember who you said now, but it was a variation of those 3, wasn't it? So that is why we are where we are. The driver track is frozen, so nothing I can do, I'm afraid. It'll catch up if it does. But yeah, there we go. Nightmare for Leclerc. They might be able to recover him under double yellows. but it's all kicking off out there. They have safety car, or virtual safety car, sorry. We have, so it's a VSC. They waited until Norris was basically at the car, but they have put a VSC out. That, for me, I need to see a replay. On first reaction, yes, it was a restart, first corner incident, but Piastri was locked up on the inside, and usually if you're locked up, you're not considered in control of your car, so that might be a penalty for causing collision. Let's have a look. So I'd say just got the restart wrong, and that allowed Leclerc to go to his right, and then Piastri to his left. Piastri goes into turn one, locks his left front up. I mean, he doesn't actually understeer into him, Oscar Piastri, from that angle, does he? Antonelli sort of squeezes, so they might not look at it that way. It might not be a slam dunk, but I need to see. I mean, I need to see an on board from Piastri. Does that lockup cause understeer? Because he seems still quite tight to the apex from that. Yeah. No, I'm not really sure what Piastri can do, in fairness. He's locked up, but he's not. I suppose, actually, having said that, Antonelli's stopping him going wide, isn't he? Because he's crashed into him. But, yeah. I mean, it's not. Leclerc's done nothing wrong at all. Oh, goodness, that's quite a heavy whack, actually, isn't it? Very unlucky for Leclerc. Yeah, that's what I mean. Antonelli didn't really leave him any space or anywhere to go. But I'm looking at Piastri's not understeering into him, is he? He's locked up, but he's not understeered in to hit him. So I think, to me, that's actually, from the Piastri on board there, that's a racing incident. Because there is a is there just about a car's width there? If there is a car's width, there's not much more than it, is there? Yeah. Verstappen, by the way, into turn one. I think he's about to do two drivers and show you how it's supposed to be done. He does indeed do two drivers up the inside. Does Max Verstappen, yeah. That's somebody in the pits. Is that so? Verstappen's pitted for a set of mediums. So Verstappen, okay, got rid of the hards and put the mediums on. So they're trying stuff here, Red Bull. Oh, front right puncture. So Verstappen got a puncture, and that's why he had to pit. So there you go. That's a shame, but at least got rid of the hards now. So yeah. So I think. Let me know in chat, was that a penalty for Antonelli, for Piastri? If you say Leclerc, I'm going to ban you. I'm not really. I'm just going to tell you you're wrong. But or do you think that's just a racing incident? I think when you look at it, Piastri is locked up, but he doesn't drift into Antonelli. I think Antonelli leaves a car's width, but no more, which is within the regulations. And poor Charles Leclerc is just there going, oh, this is a lovely move. Oh, crap, there's an Italian in the side of me. So, 10 seconds for Ocon. Absolutely fudge. You're the only one that's right again. There you go. We are about to get going again. Virtual safety car ending while the marshals are still recovering the car. That sounds about right. This could be interesting there between the two McLarens, couldn't it, at the restart? We are go. Piastri may as well send it, surely. Have a go. We are McLaren 1-2 somehow. A lot of you saying no penalty in an incident. Can go either way, says Red Raven. We've got Russell finally passing. I think that's Lawson. It is indeed. Yeah. It's all kicking off, isn't it? So DRS is immediately enabled after a virtual safety car, of course, if it was already enabled. So he's already close to Norris. This is going to get spicy. Oh, tasty start. We are actually 9 laps into this race. I think we've had 2 racing laps if we're pushing it, maybe. Did Stroll pit? Stroll didn't pit. Ocon has just pitted as well. So, Kimi, we think the car is fine. Yeah, I think... Yeah, there was contact with Piastri, but it wasn't damaging contact, really, was it? Norris has broken DRS to Piastri, by the way. But yeah, this is interesting. Wasn't expecting Piastri there this quickly, but I'll tell you, Antonelli still got good pace, which is decent. Mark says, will it rain? Rain is in the air. The official threat is 40%, but they've been getting it wrong all weekend. So they are turn 8 incident involving cars 22. Tsunoda and Stroll noted for causing a collision. So I don't know what's happened there. As it stands, Lando Norris is going to have a 16-point World Championship lead with 3 to go. It's not wet at the minute. It's just drizzling a bit at the minute. Yeah, it's not raining heavily now or anything. There's a bit of drizzle around, greasy track, but it's not wet. No chance of slick anything other than slicks at the moment. So, what happened to the? What happened between Tsunoda and Stroll? Has anybody got F1 TV and can have a look at onboards and knows? We might get a replay, but Verstappen's just done a 1:13.1 casually, 3/10 quicker than the leader. It is under investigation, Tsunoda and Stroll, by the way. No worries, Mark. I'll try and keep you all updated as best I can, but I'm not a professional commentator. I'm a professional waffler, but I suppose it's the same thing, isn't it? In many ways, you know, it's possible. Isack Hadjar then chasing down George Russell. So George Russell hasn't dropped Lawson as such. Lawson's still within DRS. Norris is not, again, 1.3 clear, isn't disappearing from Piastri, but has a margin, which he'll be very grateful for with DRS being enabled. Hamilton drops behind Colapinto. I think Hamilton's probably, as we watch, through goes Colapinto. I think Hamilton's probably going to be into the pits soon to retire that car. It looks, to be fair, on the picture-in-picture there, the corrections through that car doesn't look totally comfortable to drive, but he's got big floor damage. He's going to come back at Colapinto, though, into turn 4 and have a go, but that's not going to come to anything. So, oh, yeah, it doesn't look good through turn 4 at all. I'm just watching the picture-in-picture, of Hamilton, see how bad the car handles. They have noted Piastri and Antonelli for causing a collision. We'll see what they decide. I'm intrigued as to what they might do here. I don't know. I mean, causing a collision, is that 5 seconds? No, that's 10. Leaving the track and gaining an advantage is 10, isn't it? We know that. Causing a collision, does it depend on the severity? I don't know. Can't remember what's going on there. But if you have just tuned in, lots of drama. Off the start, we had Gabriel Bortoleto in the wall at turn 10. Lewis Hamilton got damage after hitting Colapinto. He's struggling out there with damage as well. We then had, we had Piastri, Antonelli and Leclerc side by side, 3 wide into turn 1. Piastri locked up. Antonelli turned in. The two made contact. Then Antonelli went straight into Paul Leclerc, who was outside on the outside minding his own business as Russell passes Isack Hadjar. Leclerc has retired, so a lot of chaos. Verstappen got a puncture because of the debris. He's already had to pit and change his tyres. Tsunoda's been through the pits once as well for probably repairs. 10-second time penalty for Yuki Tsunoda causing a collision. I'm trying to think what that could have been. What the Tsunoda one was. No penalty for Piastri yet, but we're a little bit split in chat about which way that'll go. And Piastri was locked up in turn 1, I'll say it again, but he didn't understeer into Antonelli. Antonelli came across, left him at most a car's width, but no more than that. And Leclerc did nothing wrong. So it could go either way, this one. It could be penalty for Piastri. They might penalise Antonelli. They might do nothing. But I would lean towards racing incident on that one. Norris now starting to pull away, by the way. 2 seconds clear. 3/10 quicker on that lap. Two seconds clear of Oscar Piastri. Late move there on Liam Lawson by Ollie Bearman into turn 1. Lovely move. And there goes Max Verstappen on a... I mean, even off board, looking like down at the Ferrari there, the corrections he's having to make through some of the corners because of the damage he's got to that floor. I mean, it's a wonder they're even bothering to still run him, to be honest. But yeah, Max Verstappen is through and up into 15th place. Started in the pits, of course, if you just tuning in, didn't know, had an engine change and a setup change after the sprint yesterday. So started from the pits, already up to P15, despite having to make a pit stop. So good stuff. They haven't put the Piastri and Antonelli one under investigation yet. It's still noted. We'll see what they decide. Hopefully, I hope if this ends up being we'll investigate after the race, I'm going to go mad again. There's plenty of time to it. Here's we go. Tsunoda. Right, we're going to find out now what happened with Tsunoda versus Stroll. Oh, well, yes, yes, Yuki, that's a penalty. He's got into turn 8. Really, really hot, all locked up, got it all wrong, sliding all over and just clipped the rear of Stroll, who was 2 cars ahead of him. So that is a penalty. That's, no chance he was alongside at that point. Max Verstappen now passing Franco Colapinto for P14. His next target is teammate Yuki Tsunoda. I suspect might be quite an easy move, this one. They've also noticed Sainz and Hamilton for causing a collision. It's going to take the stewards a chance to catch up. We'll see. I can't do the instant time differences, mate. I did try last week to do it, but not last week, week before. I can't do that, unfortunately. It's the code I have to use that Multiviewer give me. Only gives us the driver last lap leader, the sector times, and the tyre. I could do screen grab, but I can't do it on live because I'll be faffing around with that and not watching. But I'll have a look maybe late. I can't seem to be able to add anything to the code either. So I'll try again before the next. Oh, it'll be Qatar now, won't it? But yeah. I'm going to crash out here. I'll keep trying. Cars crazy unstable, said Lewis Hamilton. I said it looks it offline, doesn't it? Off board, sorry. It looks it all over the place. I keep getting messages from Stuart and Jonty. Sorry, I shouldn't read messages on here, but fun day to be a Ferrari fan is what Stuart just said to me. Thanks, Stuart. Love you too. I'm getting trolled by Chamber. I'm not happy with that at all. Verstappen, by the way, has just been let go by Yuki Tsunoda. That was the easiest move you'll ever see in your life. Hamilton has pitted. Fresh set of mediums, though, Red Raven. He's not retired. They're going to see how he gets on these, unless they're going to do a... No, I was going to say, unless they're wondering if there might be a penalty here with the Sainz thing, send him out so they can serve it. But I can't imagine that Lewis Hamilton will get any penalty for that if there is a penalty. It'll be Sainz, surely. So maybe just going to do some testing, prepare for next year, get some data on what happens when you got half your floor missing. I don't know. Or for next week, yeah. So we'll see. I don't think, from what I remember of Turn 1, I don't think Hamilton will be in risk of any penalty anyway, unless they felt he squeezed Sainz. They've also noted Hamilton and Colapinto. That might be the one they're thinking of. They've noted him for causing a collision there as well. So Hamilton potentially on 2 investigations here. So, yeah, I think Hamilton went into the back of Colapinto. So I would say that's more likely than the other one. They are going to They are investigating Piastri and Antonelli. So they are going to take a look at that. Who are they going to blame for that? That's I tell you what, if they do a vote, I don't think they're going to get a unanimous vote on that one. Max is on the back of Hulkenberg now, by the way, for P12. So got a good shot of points here, Max Verstappen. He's on a completely different strategy to everybody else because he's already stopped. 10-second time penalty for Oscar Piastri for causing a collision. Okay. So, see, Sky are saying it was a slam dunk. They're talking like, but to me, I don't think... Yes, Piastri was locked up on the inside, but he wasn't out of control as such, was he? He didn't go... It's not like he locked up and went flying into the side of Antonelli. He locked up but stayed tight on the inside, and Antonelli came across and there was a pinch point. So, I don't know. I'm not saying that's not a penalty for Piastri. I'm just saying I don't think it's a slam dunk that Sky are making it out to be. But then, of course, Norris is leading and it's his championship rival, so they probably are going to lean that way. But yeah, Verstappen passes Hulkenberg for P12. Good stuff. He didn't. Again, I'll watch it again if it comes up. But he didn't, because they usually do when they get a penalty out. But I don't feel like Piastri was out of control of the car. He is the car on the inside. He has gone for the move, so you can understand why they've lent that way with the penalty, but I don't feel like he was out of control in the same way that Tsunoda, for example, was out of control with Stroll. I think it was a legit move to go for. He's not understeered into him, but he is the one locking up, I suppose. So, yeah. It's not a penalty. I'm not sat here going, that's a disgrace, worst decision I've ever seen, because it's not. That could have gone either way, but I don't think it's quite the slam dunk that I'm hearing in my ear from Martin Brundle and Crofty. But... yeah. Kevin wants it to rain. There are some ominous clouds in the background, Kevin. Ominous in that they look like they're going to rain, not like they're going to, do something dangerous or anything. But so Piastri needs to pull 10 seconds on Antonelli here. And at the moment, if he was to take as Bearman pits, by the way, if the race ended now, which it won't, I think he dropped behind Hadjar, or not quite Hadjar, he dropped behind Russell. No, he would be behind Hadjar as well, wouldn't he? Just... Yeah, under investigation, Hamilton, Colapinto, no further investigation, Sainz, Hamilton. You know what I mean by out of control, Hatprust. I just said like the Tsunoda one. I'm not saying it's not. We've seen lockups before not get penalised when there's been contact, so it's not just about that. It's, you know what I mean. That's why I gave the Tsunoda example. On board, he didn't feel out of control of his car, the same as Tsunoda was. I can't explain that anymore. Simply than that. I'm trying not to confuse the situation. I don't want people thinking I'm saying it's not a penalty, because as I said when it happened, that's one that could go either way. I think actually somebody else said that in chat, but he wasn't out of control. I'm looking at that now from the overhead. He's not out of control at all, but I guess maybe depends how you define out of control. Another onboard shot here. We'll watch it again. He's turning his steering wheel. He's right on the inside of the corner. He's not understeering into him. Antonelli puts the squeeze on. Yeah, but depends, doesn't it, how you see it? So, Sainz is pitted. He's in for a set of mediums. We have Bearman in as well. That will trigger a few stops. Gazzy's in now. Hadjar, Verstappen's up to 7th. Verstappen has pitted, just as a reminder as well. So, Hamilton. So, just to confirm on the Hamilton ones, Hamilton, Colapinto under investigation, and the Sainz Hamilton one, no further investigation. I think the Sainz Hamilton one was always going to be no investigation, because that was very first corner, 3 wide Interlagos, wasn't it? Into turn 1. But yeah. So really, basically, the story here now is, can Lando Norris keep it on track? It's basically what happens, because then that's that. And can Piastri pull 10 seconds on those behind? Right now, it doesn't look like he's going to have the speed to do that. He's a 10th quicker on that lap than Antonelli, but yeah. Oh yeah, Isack was very unlucky for Charles Leclerc. I mean, I don't know what the guy. I mean, definition of bad luck. He's just there, lovely attempt of a move around the outside, minding his own business, and suddenly he's got an Italian in the side of him. So, Verstappen out to P6 as Lawson pits. Don't forget, just a reminder, Verstappen has made his stop. He's right behind Albon as well, so we need to be what we are watching that now. So, Tsunoda 9th. So he's chasing him down. So I will take this opportunity while I watch for Verstappen trying to get past Albon as Lawson is doing on the pit exit. 900 of you here. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Sunday afternoon. Please do follow the link in the chat and in the description to Formula Sean, my other YouTube channel where we've been streaming all weekend, and subscribe. We need another 300-400 subs to get us past that magic 1,000. So any subscriptions massively appreciated. So please do sub over there. Like I say, we were live for the sprints this weekend and for quali. We'll be doing the same again for Qatar and Abu Dhabi, and I might be able to squeeze a stream in for Vegas. Just depends on timings. But yeah, there'll be video content over there as well. That's where all the videos will be, apart from the previews now anyway. So that's where you want to be. So all subs to the other channel, greatly appreciated, and all subs to this channel, greatly appreciated. It is still going to live on. It will still be here. Here goes Max Verstappen into turn 1 and past before turn 1 really, and past Alex Albon. So yeah, no, I know what you meant, Hatbros. I was trying to try not to sort of, my opinion of not in control will be different to the stewards, and that's kind of where I think we've not disagreed. I think we've kind of maybe come to the same point, but the stewarding, the way they officiate in the stewarding and the way it's all worded, I know they have to follow their rules, but when I think of out of control, I think of what Yuki Tsunoda did to Lance Stroll, not what Oscar Piastri did to Antonelli. But I still think, penalty surely. For what one of them was getting a penalty there. Plan C is what Oscar Piastri was told there to try and make this work. So they are going to try and get that gap to those behind. Yes. Hulkenberg up to P7. Bortoletto's car there on the side again. What a bad weekend for him in the end. Antonelli, he is in the pits now from P3, so maybe going to try and undercut on Piastri. It depends how long they want to run down at McLaren. Into the pits he comes, and then Verstappen moves up to P4, by the way. So, yes. 231, by the way, is the subscribers needed over on the other channel to get to... yeah, I think, to get up to 1,000 subscribers, just so you know. I thought I'd just check that because I said like 300 odd, so I wanted to be clear. 221 over on Formula Sean. Search it or follow the links on the in the chat, or I'm pointing at the chat. That there, can you see it? That one there, or the one in the description. Here goes Gasly having a little look at a Haas there and through on Esteban Ocon, who's starting the pit lane. Don't forget, up into P14. Gasly has pitted. We're still waiting for Norris, Piastri, Russell, Albon, Hulkenberg, Alonso, Colapinto, Stroll to pit. Verstappen has pitted, but he is very out of sync with everybody else. He pitted 14 laps ago. Now it feels like it must be about 14 laps. So, yeah. Oh, that's a move from Lawson at the inside, very nicely actually. Was that turn 10? He made the move there. I think the driver tracker is ever so slightly out of sync. I think it's a little bit behind. I might be wrong. It's maybe a second. But yeah, it's about right. So, yeah, 14 laps. So, down the inside goes the Williams of Carlos Sainz and Esteban Ocon. That is for P16. So, yeah, as I was saying, Verstappen out of sync. He pitted a long time ago for those tyres, so he is going to need to pit again. So when you look at the timing, you see Verstappen has stopped and the others around him hasn't. You get quite excited, but he is well out of sync. But then the mediums might hold on quite nicely. I mean, if we were to get some rain in the next sort of 10 minutes and he can hang on to those mediums, he might get away with the pitting for a set of inters like everybody else. So we'll see. 20 seconds average time lost in the pits. We talked about that before we went to the race, didn't we? So we know to keep an eye out for that. 12 seconds-ish. 11, 12 seconds for a safety car stop. So it's Brazil. Safety cars can happen. We've had a virtual safety car and a full safety car already in this race. So, but the laps are ticking down. Here goes Antonelli now threatening Colapinto as in to overtake him. He's not threatening to hit him or anything, but he's going to go down the inside before we even get to the start-finish line. Nice move through 15 with the DRS on the move, and he's flying actually Antonelli on those fresh set of medium tyres. Do we think, chat, Antonelli can get those mediums to the end from there? Ted Kravitz wasn't sure that the soft medium would work without tyre management, so... And he's got to push, but that was the top strategy. Medium, soft, medium from Pirelli. So they must be confident. I mean, I'm going to look through the field now. Russell's done 27 on his overall, including qualifying. So, yeah, might be okay. Verstappen closing in by 0.6 of a second on the last lap on George Russell, by the way. Tyres are 10 laps newer, so Tsunoda's now got Antonelli all over the back of him. So we'll see what I think Antonelli's going to be pretty quickly. So Lando, the hard does not look good. The soft probably similar to yesterday. That's based off Antonelli, who's pitted off it, is what he's being told there. And here goes Antonelli now as... I thought Tsunoda's pitting, so that's why he's gone that way around. So Antonelli past Tsunoda as Tsunoda comes in the pits for his second stop already of the day. Will this be a set of mediums to the end from here? Maybe. The hard's not good. I'm actually kind of glad to hear that, because that means we might have some extra pit stops. How's the weather looking? So the camera angle we're at now, on the run to turn 4, it looks quite blue. But then when they come back the other way and start climbing the hill to turn 6 and 7, it looks very grey. So it's rain is around, and there are a couple of clouds that look a bit menacing, but they're all sort of preceded or followed by blue sky. And then again, down that hill, it looks a bit dark. So it's a bit mixed. Rain is possible, but I think they're expecting drizzle rather than anything overly heavy. So... yeah, plenty of action has come there just there on Sky, yeah. Antonelli all over the back now. Fernando Alonso making short work, actually, of the midfield as he comes through. I know he's got the fresh tyres on, but it'd be such a shame if that... because Antonelli's been so good this weekend. I mean, Canada was pretty good, wasn't he? But I'd argue to say, as a complete weekend, this has been his best one so far, I feel. I paused then because the camera cut away just as they were about to come through 15. I just had this vision of him flying through the air and into the wall or something like that. I'm like, yeah, ruin that, Sean. But yeah, Ante's been really good this weekend. Second, pretty much constantly, hasn't he? So. Verstappen 14.8 on the last lap, 15.4 for Russell. Gap is 6.9, so he's still closing in. But he might want to. He's actually quicker than the leader at the moment. Tsunoda is under investigation for failing to serve time penalty correctly, so his weekend and season is going from. I was going to say bad to worse, but I think we're past worst, aren't we? Yeah, not great. We'll see. They might do a replay. Usually that's somebody's touched the car or he hasn't been stationary for a full 10 seconds. I can't think of any other reason why you'd fail to serve your penalty, so. Oh, also, extra tropical goddamn cyclone. There you go. I remembered it because it's written there on my desktop, so I didn't forget. I thought I'd mention it, just it was annoying. Some people yesterday I kept forgetting what it was called, but we haven't got that. It didn't really hit, did it? So, Colapinto now behind Bearman. Bearman has passed into turn 1. Start the centre S. Hulkenberg's on the back of Albon here on the run to turn 4. Not quite close enough at the moment. Norris now comfortably nearly 6 seconds clear of Piastri. Norris is, I think the only things that can really scupper it today is a mistake, rain, or a few safety cars. I think he's looking pretty good here for the win, Lando Norris, and to be honest, pretty fair. Given the weekend he's had, it's been pretty faultless, hasn't it, so far? So there you go. Yeah, not allowed to say it over here though, Clanson. We're only allowed to swear at the other place. Say what you like, mate, within reason. Pierre Gasly passing, very nearly tapping the back, actually, of that car, but he did get through. Hadjar getting past. Where is he on the track? Past Gasly again there, so. Well, Tsunoda's now under investigation for failing to serve the time penalty correctly. Generally, with things like failing to serve penalties, that's pretty much a slam dunk, but we'll see. Hopefully we get a replay. I'd like to know what that specifically is. It's like when you get a thing through safety car infringement. It would be nice to know exactly what that safety car infringement is, wouldn't it? Is it speeding? Is it overtaking or whatever? But yeah. I know you don't mean it though, RC. If somebody new came in and said it, I'd be like, well, screw you, but it's you, so I don't mind. Hamilton got a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. That'll be the one with Colapinto who ran into the back of him. So, again, watching that from memory, a lot's happened, hasn't it? But watching that from memory, I don't think Colapinto moved, did he? I think that was just Hamilton misjudging and catching the back of him. So that's why Hamilton's still out there. He'll pit in a minute and serve that, I'd imagine, and then retire from the race a lap later. He's really struggling out there. 1:15.9. Although his pace on this tyre is better than the soft and the hard, funnily enough. So, I mean, the soft he had damage, so that's no great surprise, but certainly better than the hard. So it's not horrific, but he is half a second slower than Ocon. By not horrific, I mean he's not driving around in the 1:20s as Alonso pits for Aston Martin. Watching Alonso stop in the picture in picture. It's a slow stop for Alonso by the look of it. Well, slow is 3.2 seconds officially, but that felt slower. Hamilton has gone on, interestingly enough, so. Ollie Bearman, apparently, I was listening to Karoon Channel there at Sky Race Control. Apparently, Ollie Bearman very close to undercutting George Russell at the moment, so that's something to keep an eye on. The hards are not a good race tire at all. I mean, a Norris engineer said that. I don't know. I'm not totally surprised. We often see medium softs around here, don't we? Actually, we often see intermediates and, well, intermediates. We don't see the wets, do we? But yeah, the hard tyre hasn't always been a great tyre here. Sometimes it will work, of course, but Antonelli's going to easily breeze past the Williams here in that awful livery. Past it goes into turn 1. I say awful, I'm indifferent about that livery. Antonelli up to P5 now, 7.5 behind Max Verstappen. Colapinto and Stroll pit together. That's exciting. Can we watch that, please, race director man? TV director man or woman? Would be good to see a battle in the pits, but we're not going to get to see it. Lovely. We're watching, racy action. Alonso's going to get past Stroll here and Colapinto, as you'd expect. What about Tsunoda, who's got he might be getting another penalty soon. If he doesn't... So, soft tyres going on Lando Norris's car by the look of it. Maybe Piastri if Norris is in. I'm just going to think now. Will Tsunoda's penalty be a drive-through then? Because he got a 10-second, didn't serve it. Will that convert to a drive-through now? Good stop for Norris. Onto the soft tyre, 2.2 seconds. So they're going to have to make sure they can extend Piastri as far as they can, is what they're saying on Sky. So Anthony now 6.6 behind Verstappen, who's 5.7 behind. In fact, he's got past Norris now, so that could be interesting. I mean, it's not... Without safety cars, I don't think Verstappen is threatening Norris now, unless Verstappen is somehow going to take those mediums to the end, but there'll be no... he'll have no tyre delta, will he, at all, or any grip or anything, so I don't think he will. But this is a chance now for Verstappen to potentially play some games if he wants to, but got to think of his race. I think Verstappen has a chance of top... I mean, he's got a very good chance of top 5, but I'm just trying to work out. Look at his pace is very good, isn't it? But he's just a little bit out of sync. But I say that. Antonelli's already done 9 laps on his set of mediums, so he is. I mean, it's a 14 lap difference, but yeah, I don't know. They're saying 2 stops for Norris at Sky, pretty much guaranteed with the softs. They're not going to do 40 laps, so maybe Piastri might try on 1 stop. But will McLaren do that? Will they allow one of their cars to 1 stop and the other to 2? I can't see it. But if I tell you what, if there's still 1 stop, so if they are 2 stopping the McLarens and Lando Norris, this is a straight fight between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris, then, isn't it? Suddenly, that changes. If this is going to be 2 stops for Lando Norris, he has 1 more stop to make. Max Verstappen has 1 more stop to make. We've got a little battle here between the Williams of... where's Albon and Hulkenberg? So it's Albon in the Williams, Hulkenberg in the Sauber. As they're battling away, we're not going to get through there. We'll have to wait for DRS. Interesting. Yeah, Max could play some... I mean, it would be difficult to keep that McLaren behind. That McLaren's got a nice fresh set of soft tyres. It's clearly been the quickest car this weekend at the hands of Lando Norris. DRS down that long run from just for turn 15 through 15 and down to turn 1. It'd be very difficult to keep him behind. But in fact, I tell you now, he's got him easy. Sorry, he's so close to the back of him. I cannot see, unless Max Verstappen wants to stick him in the wall, which he doesn't. Verstappen's gone defensive. Norris straight to the outside. Through he goes and up into P3. So nothing doing there for Max Verstappen. Not a great shock, really, but... Maya says Ferrari fans be crying in the corner. I swore. I'm so annoyed. I just couldn't have got any worse, could it? Poor Charles Leclerc in particular. Charles did nothing wrong at all, did he? At all. Poor guy. It was actually, if he pulled that off without Antonelli slamming into him, that would have been a great move around the outside of sort of defending from Piastri, I suppose, and around the outside of Antonelli. Would have been a lovely move, but no. But Norris is through. Yeah, I can't see... Thinking Monza, I can't see McLaren allowing Piastri to 1 stop if Norris 2 stops. But the constructors is sealed. The 2 sides of the garage should be thinking of things like that now. So Tsunoda's got a 10-second time penalty for failing to serve time penalty correctly. So is that going to be... Is that 2 10-second time penalties, or is it just one again and get it right this time? Because that seems like that should be a drive-through to me. If you get a 10-second penalty, don't serve it properly, then surely you turn that into a drive-through. But yeah, I don't think he's going to destroy Tsunoda's race. He is not having a good weekend again, and he's down in 17th place. So yeah. Listening to Piastri. Piastri's medium feels good for now. They're talking about the possibility to the hard for Piastri there. It looked good in the Aston Martin is what they said. But, I mean, we were chatting, weren't we? We didn't think it looked that good in the Aston, but they've got more data than we have, so there you go. But Hamilton lapped, yes, lapped by Piastri now. I was surprised Hamilton hasn't pitted, set a penalty and just retired, to be honest, unless they're gathering data for something. I don't know what they'd be gathering data for. These cars are all off in the bin at the end of the year anyway, so new regulations next year. This is going to be Gasly on Hadjar, isn't it? So, whoa, lovely move from a really late move by Gasly actually into turn 1 on Hadjar. Very nicely done. And through he goes. But I think Hadjar is now ahead of Gasly again, so that was an older move. Unless the timing's gone wrong. I don't think it has it? No, Russell's in the pit. Verstappen in the pits as well. Verstappen's gone mid. So Verstappen definitely going to the end now on those mediums. Easily he'll be able to do 37 on those. Albon's done 40 on his used mediums. I mean, he's not done 40 laps, obviously. 35 in the race. 5 are already on them. So, I mean, you know, they will go quite a way. So Max got a nice fresh set of tyres. And can run on. No more stops for him. So he's going to have to push now. Clear this traffic. He might be able to undercut Norris when he stops. But Norris on the softs and pretty rapid, to be fair. 1.2 seconds quicker than his teammate on the last lap. So Piastri, Hulkenberg, Albon, and that's it. Yet to stop 3 cars. So Max going to the end. Norris, we assume, pitting again. Piastri will make at least 1 stop. Hamilton has served his penalty, by the way. That's done now. He's pitted. I imagine he'll be calling it a day soon as we have a Haas of Ollie Bearman. Was it passing Albon? No, this is Russell now. Making a move on Albon for P6. Bearman's still P5, looking very good. He said at the start of the weekend, don't expect us to be challenging for 4th place. Again, like we were in Mexico, and here he is up in P5. Hulkenberg P4, somehow, through all that chaos. Yet to stop, of course, Hulkenberg. That's why. Albon now pitting. So it's just Hulkenberg and Piastri yet to stop. Cool. Albon now to 15th. Yes, he'll rejoin. Where is he? He's going to be behind Stroll. And I think just ahead of Tsunoda, I think. Yes, just ahead of Tsunoda, he's got out in, so there you go. When Max stopped first time, was it full green? Asked Kevin. Oh, Christ, Kev, I don't know, mate. Let's have a look. No, it would have been under a safety car, a virtual safety car, wouldn't it? Because he got the puncture from, I think it was under virtual safety car, lap 8. So he pitted the end lap 7, so no, it was under the virtual safety car. Yeah, under virtual safety car, I think, with the information we've got here, so that helps, obviously. Yeah. Up to 9th now for Verstappen 8th because Hulkenberg's in the pits. Easily past Liam Lawson as well. Cruising past these cars out there. Yeah, because he got the front right puncture, didn't he? Yeah, because of the Leclerc one. Then the safety car, virtual safety car came out. He pitted on lap 7. The virtual safety car came out on lap 7. So, yeah, it would have been. Yeah, there you go. We got there. We got there, Kev. We did it, mate. We got there in the end. Hulkenberg has stopped, like I say, down to P14 now, so we are still waiting on Oscar Piastri, who is losing about 2 seconds of that to his teammate. So I'm guessing the plan here, well, we know the plan is just to extend for McLaren now. Hamilton's done a 14.2, so he's still got some solid pace out there. He's on the pace of... He's actually quicker than everyone apart from Lando Norris at the minute. So, fresh tyres, of course, but the car is damaged, so... That's... Oh, Verstappen, is that... Yeah, is Max on Colapinto. Really left that late to make a decision. Moves up past Gasly, and passes to Lawson, Hadjar in the pits as well. So, yeah, Max Verstappen. There's a lot going on today. The timing tower keeps changing, and I'm trying to work out who's doing what. But, yeah, it's why I'm not paid to be a commentator, I guess. So up to 6, 5.3 behind Bearman. So remember 5.3 on lap 38. And then we'll see how quickly he can close in on Bearman. He's currently a second a lap quicker, so despite traffic. And Hamilton's told to box to retire the car, which he will do, I would imagine, and probably then go and have a lie down after a pretty miserable race. And I imagine Ferrari will all go and have a lie down after a pretty miserable race. And to be honest, apart from qualifying yesterday, a pretty miserable weekend, really. Piastri's in the pits. In he comes up on the jacks. It's going to be a set of soft tyres. 10-second time penalty, of course. Yeah. Sorry, I was like, what's happening? But yeah, he's got his penalty to serve. There you go. On go the soft tyres. This will be a long stop. 13.5 seconds. It is a soft tyre to the end. That's a big ask. And I tell you what, he's going to fall behind Max Verstappen here, and I think Pierre Gasly as well. Oh, this will be tight. He's putting the power. He's behind Gasly, and I think he'll be behind the Racing Bulls as well of Lawson. He will. So Piastri down to P8. So, you know, running longer to try and make sure he gets those tyres to the end. Fair dues, but, I mean, yeah. Not always knowing what was going on didn't stop Murray Walker from being a legend in the commentary box. Alex says stop swearing. I didn't realise I was, but I'll nearly 40, so I'll swear if I want to. But 2, it's only language. But I didn't realise I was. There you go. If I did and it offended, then yeah. I was gonna start singing Words then by Boyzone, but I thought I better not. Max Verstappen up to P5, Bearman P4. He could get another P4, could he, Bearman? I'd be surprised, actually, because Verstappen is pretty much cruising up to the back of him. It is. That's why I try not to over here. I'll put it as it'll be a Patreon perk, Red Raven, at some point. There'll be 2 streams, one where I censor the swear words and one where I keep them in for those that want them. Adrian says it's only a 1-stop. We don't know. I can't. We're in the race here with Russell and Piastri, is what Verstappen's been told, without doubt. I'm not sure about the 1-stop. I can't see how those softs are going all the way to the end on Norris's car. I'm not convinced on Piastri, and he pitted a lot later, so I'm not really sure what's happening here. I mean, Verstappen's 2 stopped. Hamilton's 4 stops with his stop to retire and his penalties and whatnot. Yeah, I think it's difficult to see, or difficult to work out. I just not convinced that those softs are going to get to the end on Norris. So that's a 2 stop for him. Antonelli again on the mediums. I can't see them getting there. He's already on 19 laps there. So that's a big ask. That might be okay, though, on the mediums. We'll see how durable they are. Max should be okay to go to the end. Not sure, mate, to be honest. The only thing I will say on Norris is he's got a 7.6 second gap over Antonelli. He can afford to do a bit of time management, so that might help him to the end. He's in complete and total clean air. No lap traffic to worry about, though, so he can really look after those tyres if he needs to. Whereas you've got Piastri, Verstappen and co. have got to keep pushing, haven't they? Piastri and Hamilton both said their penalties absolutely fine, by the way. So that's sorted. just trying to think about what to tell you about strategy-wise here. What's happening? I don't think... Trying to think about what the sprint... I mean, the sprint yesterday, I can't even gauge it on that because the sprint yesterday was interrupted with a red flag and everyone changed tyres, didn't they? But I know that Norris was struggling on the softs late on, so early on, so... Or late on, whichever way around it was. Hulkenberg is driving well today. Yeah, it's a P9 now, so... Oh, yeah, Max will get to the end, Neil. I'm confident on that. Albon did 40 laps on his mediums. And, in fact, he might have done more. 41 laps on his mediums, including the lap he pitted. Max only had to do 37, I think. So what is the... Let's run through the order. That's what we'll do while we're waiting for things to happen. Sainz passing Tsunoda, by the way, who has another penalty to serve. Or, actually... First penalty, so he didn't serve his first one properly, did he? Colapinto falls behind Stroll, who gets past on the run to turn 4. So Norris leads from Antonelli and Russell, 7.7 seconds of gap at the front. Russell 5.5 further back. Then it's Bearman, 5.2 behind Russell. Verstappen now 1.4 behind Bearman, so he's closing in. Oscar Piastri 4.9, 4.8 behind Verstappen, and at the moment the fastest man on the racetrack. Just. Liam Lawson is P7. Piastri asking what the plan is. Use your pace to try to catch and undercut Bearman and Russell. Verstappen will help you with that. There you go. Bearman pits, by the way, so he's going to fall through now. So we'll let that unfold before I carry on with the rest of the order. Because that puts Verstappen up to P4. Piastri will then go P5. I think Bearman will fall behind Lawson. He does indeed. Ocon will go through. He was P8. He will now be P7. Hulkenberg up to 8th place as he goes past Bearman in the pits. Albon will be 9th, and then Alonso will, I think, just about get 10th place. It's going to be a little bit tight here with Bearman, but obviously he's got the inside for turn 3. Alonso's up to speed. His threat is Stroll. But Bearman currently, that's going to put Alonso 10th, Bearman 11th, Stroll in 12th. Stroll will get a run at Bearman now. Might be okay. 13th for Colapinto, 14th for Hadjar, 15th Gasly, 16th Sainz. It's not anymore for Hadjar. He's passed Colapinto, or tried to, around the outside of turn 4. Gasly 15th, Sainz 16th, Tsunoda 17th. We lost Hamilton. He's just had a miserable day. He hit the back of Colapinto, got a penalty, damaged his car, had to have repairs, but car was still pretty knackered, no real pace. He's retired, had a penalty and served that one. Leclerc got hit by Antonelli, who had been hit by Piastri, which gave Piastri the 10-second time penalty. And Bortoletto crashed on the first lap up at turn 10, I believe. So it's all happening there. The battles, I mean, there's battles all over, to be fair. That's Carlos Sainz passing Yuki Tsunoda, who was, I think, being passed by Pierre Gasly. But the battles on track... Obviously, we're waiting to see what happens. Verstappen as he closes in on Russell, for example, and Piastri as he closes in. But on track, the real battle is Bearman a second behind Alonso. Colapinto pits. And I guess you put Stroll in there, 1.2 behind Bearman. But the gaps are large, are more than a second between everybody now. Except for Sainz, who's now 4 tenths behind Gasly. And that's the battle we're watching on TV. There you go. Good stuff. What's Max doing at the moment? So he's just on a 13.4. He's second a lap quicker than Lando Norris out front. So Norris must be doing some time. Well, no, because Antonelli's done a 14.3. Is Verstappen just quick? He's a second lap quicker than the leader at the moment. It might not be now. That might change. He goes, so 14.3 for Norris. 14.3 for Antonelli, 14.2 for Russell. Verstappen does a 13.5. So he is super quick out there. Piastri's even quicker on a 13.2. So if Norris can't go to the end, McLaren may need to react. I mean, Verstappen's 17 seconds behind, so already he's ahead of him. Piastri, another lap at that pace, and he'll have a net gain if Norris pits. He'll undercut him, but I don't know. He might have to, he might not. We'll see. Ollie Bearman passing Fernando Alonso under DRS on the run to turn 1. And that's for P10. Bearman, again, going really well this weekend. Good to see Albon having a good race as well, actually. Ocon up to 7th somehow. One pit stop, I guess, at the moment. Can Antonelli take these to the end? I'm not... Albon did 41 laps on his set of mediums. 26 laps to go. Antonelli's done 23, so he's got to do 50 laps on those tyres? I'm not sure. I'm not sure he can. Really. Again, I'm still not convinced on Norris, but we're going to find out in a few laps' time, aren't we? So, Piastri said, I hope you're more optimistic than I am because it doesn't look very pretty where I'm sat. They said, this looks best to us, Oscar, because of expected deg on the soft, is what he said. So, I'm not... Yeah. So, Piastri not optimistic. The team seem happy, so... Yeah, it's unless, and like I say, Red Raven, unless he can, thinking Norris and Antonelli, with them having pretty much clean air, whether they can just do a bit of management, but they can't do too much because that gap will soon come down, particularly Antonelli to Russell, which is, I mean, Russell again 2/10 quicker on that lap, so. By the way, I keep checking phone because I can get to the other app on here and I can check other times and stuff like that, and yeah. Ferrari should just invest in Haas at this point. Said Paradox. Yeah. They should get that Haas pit wall and start helping them with strategy and things. It's not been a good day for Ferrari at all. One was Hamilton's mistake and the other was poor Charles Leclerc doing nothing wrong. But there you go. That's racing, I guess. That's racing. All part of it. Another week. It's Leclerc with the penalty, and he sends somebody else into the wall. Apparently, City are winning 3-0 against Liverpool. Yeah, I'm sure the media will make no fuss about that at all. I'm not getting into football conspiracies. Alonso pits. By the way, Colapinto's just done the fastest lap of the race on a 1:12.8. Is he going to undercut the entire field? No, he's not. But, still. That's a cracking lap from Franco there. Alonso does pit. He's going to be... Is he clear of Colapinto? I can't ever work it out in Brazil because the pit exit is a bit weird, but I think he's going to be quite tight with Colapinto. Might be just that he should be okay, Alonso, there, surely. Colapinto's got the speed, of course. It's not quite as tight throughout. He's a bit closer on the driver track than I thought he was going to be, but yeah, Alonso exits the pit lane. That's a 2-stop for him. So a lot of cars 2-stopping. Hadjar says, oh my God. Antonelli pits. That answers that question. Question number 1. Antonelli is pitting, so no, he couldn't get there to the end. Telling them not to shout at him on the radio. So in comes Antonelli. That puts Verstappen P3. I don't think Verstappen needs to pit again. So that could be a net P3, but he's got Piastri closing in. Antonelli's gone on to a set of, I'm assuming, soft tyres. I didn't see the stop. I was watching the timing. No, it is another set of mediums. So they are... Maybe didn't have another set of softs that were usable for the race. With enough life in them, but yeah, putting the mediums on, it is a set of used mediums, only 5 laps on them, so that to me, I can't see, unless he does a lot of tyre management, I don't know how Norris gets so soft to the end. If Antonelli only did 26 on the mediums and felt the need to come in for another set of mediums, the soft's been okay, though, so far in this race. It was in the sprint, for Norris at least. But yeah, Ocon's in as well. Tsunoda in again to serve another penalty. Oh, is it another penalty or the same penalty? It's sort of the same penalty, but it is another penalty because he didn't serve his first one properly. So 13 seconds overall for him. Tsunoda, I mean... What's the point? Maybe just get some tyre data. Russell pits as well. So that should mean that's going to put Verstappen P2. Wow. Goodness me. Martin Brothers said in the commentary there, Verstappen looking in great shape for a podium. He's 15.3 off the lead. So if Norris does need to pit, I'm going to keep saying if because we don't know, then he's going to have to... as Bearman goes for it on Nico Hulkenberg for P7. They're side by side into turn 1. Hulkenberg keeps it, but I think Bearman will get a really nice drive off of turn 2, which he will indeed. He'll then get a nice toe and DRS on the run to turn 4. This is a fun little squabble. Bearman to the outside. He should. Hulkenberg tries to keep it in there, but Bearman slips through. Nice little battle that into P7. I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, if big if Norris does need to stop again, that puts Verstappen ahead of Norris on track by about 5 seconds. So that's if they pit now. So that would mean that Norris needs to pass Verstappen. Interesting. That was fun. Piastri and Hulkenberg. Really nice racing there. Very close into turn one. Not quite as close as trying to think of an example, but Schumacher. Was it Schumacher and Raikkonen into that the Senna S's one year? Pretty much rubbing wheels. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I tell you what. Nearly into the back of him. There goes Antonelli. Past Lawson into P4. Antonelli should be able to push to the end now. And great news for Yuki Tsunoda. He has served his penalty correctly. Second time lucky. There you go. Doesn't look like any rain's going to fall. Famous last words. 21 laps to go. 22 laps to go. We'll see how we go. I can't ever work this out anymore. How they've changed all the thing. Yeah, thank you for your likes today, by the way. And if you subscribe to this channel, greatly appreciate that too. Don't forget to follow the link that is pinned to the top of the chat and is in the description to subscribe to Formula Sean. Lando Norris is in the pits. So this needs to be a good stop. It is a set of mediums. It looked good, 2.2 seconds. But yes, the stream's over on Formula Sean. We'll be doing a lot more over there, and the race reaction is returning over there, possibly from Vegas, probably from Qatar. But yes, please do get over there and subscribe to the other channel. Would be greatly appreciated, and of course to this one. Don't forget, I've got two. I'm running two. It's madness, I tells you. But Norris has rejoined behind Verstappen leads. Up 18 places, which doesn't do it justice. He started in the pit lane, of course, so he is in the lead. Piastri 3.5 seconds back in second place. Will Piastri pit again? Norris is third. This is about to get spicy. Norris can pretty much push. I mean, they've done 9 laps, those mediums, by the way, but he should be able to push them to the end. Sorry, I'm just again on tyre life. His tyres have done 9 laps already, Norris, that they've just put on. That's only 7 fewer than Max Verstappen's done. Something I didn't think I'd say, Max, at the end of the pit lane earlier, you are now race leader. Max says not bad. Max's pace has been good, though. He's on it with Piastri. So this is now Piastri being told to box. So they were never, ever going to split the strategy, were they? Heaven forbid. But no, yeah, in comes... That's sort of taken a little bit of shine off. That could have been great fun between those three. So Piastri will once again fall behind Antonelli, Russell, and Lawson, and on go the medium tyres. He started on the medium, so they couldn't even avoid the soft scud in the end. So again, Norris first sector only. I mean, he's a tenth slower than Max Verstappen in the first sector. So I mean, 7 laps is a lot in a Formula One car. It's a long way in a Formula One car, but it's not the big tyre difference I expected there. I thought there were going to be new ones, but I obviously misread what tyres Norris had left. So here's Isack Hadjar removing a tear off as he goes for an overtake, as you do on Lance Stroll into turn 4 for P10. And now he's got an Alpine with him as Lance Stroll for good measure, and he slips around the outside. Pierre, I keep getting confused by Franco, Colapinto, and Pierre Gasly's helmets this weekend. They're both yellow and white, and yeah. If he wins this, I don't know what I'll do. Middle sector, a tenth quicker. Second sector, 2 tenths quicker. So Norris has got a bit of pace in the second and the final sector, but 13.6 place 13.9. There's plenty of time for Norris to close that down at 3 tenths of a second a lap, but Max is going to have to defend hard. But I mean, look, second probably not enough for Max today in the championship with Norris winning, but second compared to where he started is absolutely unbelievable. So even if he ends up second, that's still incredible. But imagine he wins this, seriously. Max doesn't need to pit. So yeah. I think the thing that gets me, Kevin, with Piastri's stop was how soon it was. He did 15 laps on the softs, which I think was 8 fewer than Norris did. So I don't understand why they could have done a couple more laps on them with Piastri, because his pace was good. Has anyone... nobody's ever won pit lane from the pit lane before, have they? I know no one's ever won... I know it's a bit of a weird stat, because I think... Didn't Alan Jones come from P20 or something to win? But no one's ever won from the absolute back of the grid before. I don't think anyone's won from the pit lane before, so that'll be another record. There's Piastri passing Ollie Bearman. A 1:12.9 from Oscar Piastri. I know he got the DRS there, but that's a cracking lap from Piastri. Norris quick on that lap as well, a full half a second quicker than Verstappen. So, but again, Verstappen marginally quicker in the first sector. So it's all in the middle and final sector, isn't it, where Max is losing, which, I mean, the first sector isn't a lot, is it? It's turn 1, 2 and a fast turn 3. So even the podium for Verstappen today is an incredible achievement given where he started, but goodness me. Verstappen's boxing, so he didn't need to pit again, but they are going to pit him again. That surprises me. I'd have left him out and safety car hung at least. He didn't need to pit again, but they've decided to pit him again. Oh, that's ruined that then, hasn't it? He's putting the softs on to the end. It's a fresh set of softs, though. Hang on a second. Max Verstappen, who's been rapid anyway, has just put the bloody softs on. A fresh set of softs. Where's he going to crack? Is there a gap they've spotted? Is it that gap where Lawson is? I think it is. He is ahead of Piastri still. And on a fresh set of softs. Actually... yeah, he's got some overtaking to do, but if they weren't sure they'd get to the end, that's a really great shout from Red Bull. He's ahead of Lawson and ahead of Piastri on a fresh set of soft tyres. That was actually, we'll see, that looked like a good call, actually. Bit much to catch Norris from there, but it is only 14.8 seconds, 17 to go. I'm going to say it. If anyone can. Fernando can. Max can, but yeah. Yeah, I kind of sat there and went, oh, why have they done that? And then I saw the fresh softs and I went, that's why they've done that. I'll tell you what the sector times are like in a bit. He was, whoa, Piastri has sent it on Lawson. No time to waste. He got a bit twitchy there through turn 10, but he is ahead of him. Ooh. Done. I'll keep an eye on his sector time. So 1:12.7. Verstappen did a 36.7 in the middle sector. Norris did a 37.8. That is 1.1 seconds quicker in the middle sector alone. Hello. Where's the Max Verstappen shirt? I need to change it. Hang on a second. That's quick. I want to see a full lap, though. Let's see what he does. First sector for Norris, 18.8. First sector for Verstappen, 18.4, nearly half a second already. Oh, go on, Max. Please. Oh, I am a Max Verstappen fan of Yuki, you know that. He's my kind of driver. I'm in a Mercedes shirt, so I wanted to support Antonelli today, but it's all falling apart. He's still P2, though, Antonelli, so still doing a great job. I didn't think Verstappen would be anywhere near fighting for a podium, and potentially at this pace, maybe a bloody win. 37.7 in the middle sector for Norris. 37.2 for Verstappen in the middle sector. That's 9 tenths on this lap. Norris's last lap of 13.3. First full flying lap for Max Verstappen on those soft tyres. A 1:12.4, 9 tenths again. Fucking hell. Oh, sorry, I swore. Hope I didn't offend anybody. This has turned into a great race, Kevin. It's one of those, isn't it? It's not. I would say it's a slow burner because there's been a lot going on and trying to keep up with it all. But it's sort of all coming to a head now with 15 laps to go, isn't it? Verstappen's flying. Piastri's still quicker, 12.8 compared to Norris on a 13.3. Norris might just be doing a bit of management up front. He needs to, really. But he can't do too much. Antonelli quick as well, by the way. Still in the 13.5s. 4.4 quicker than... 4.4 behind Russell, sorry. It's been a fairly vulnerable tyre, Max, so do your best. Yeah, we have nothing to lose, is what Max said, yeah. If it finishes like this, again, I won't totally declare him out of it because, as we've seen today, it's Max Verstappen. But I think realistically, it then becomes McLaren versus McLaren. Actually, if it stays like this, it might be Norris versus himself. Russell complaining about brakes there. Team saying they're on the limit, I think, if I caught that one right. And Russell saying, look, if you've got the data saying it's on the limit, you need to tell me. I shouldn't be telling you, which is fair enough. So keep an eye on George Russell. I'm waiting. So 13.3 on that lap again for Norris, but again, it's a 12.5 for Verstappen. The thing is, catching is one thing, passing is another, but also catching those ahead with tyre life left is the problem for Verstappen, isn't it? He might get within 3 seconds of Lando Norris with 6 laps to go, but if his tyres are dead, then he's not going to be able to do anything about it. So, but I think podium today will be incredible. I'm losing a lot of lap time if I've got to manage these brakes. Keep me posted, says George. Blimey. A second quicker there from Verstappen on Russell as well. So I don't think so. Are we suspecting here Russell won't fight this too hard with Max if he's got some issues with the brakes? Not worth the risk, is it? Paradox says gold member for the win. That's a film on it. I didn't say it was a good film. I said it was a film. Blimey's a great word. And George Russell has bought it, I was going to say back into fashion. It never went into. Flipping Nora is another good one I like. Yeah. There you go. In case you know. Max has DRS and fresh engine, says Nick. Yeah, don't forget he's got a fresh engine. Great shout, Neely. Thank you for reminding me of that. Whole new power unit, new setup and everything. So... photo finish, says a Yinka. As I said in your first video here, Sean, that little do keeps getting louder. Was that on the other place, Dave? Did you mean in the other place? Have you got mixed up where we are? Don't worry, mate. I'm confused as well. P2 is on here, Max, assuming you can control the degradation. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think P1's on here at this pace. Not that lap only 6/10 quicker, so maybe not, but... I think P2's absolutely on. 12 laps. Maybe that's a fair point from GP, actually. Crikey, that's a good one as well. Lordy, yes, Boom Spoon. My mum used to say that all the time. Lordy. Jamie says, if there's time for a safety car, now is the time. 10 laps to till the driver of the day vote closes. I suspect I know who might be on for this one. Verstappen currently 46% at the top. Antonelli 12%. Norris 12%. That might seem a bit harsh on Lando, actually. He's been pretty faultless. In fact, he's been completely faultless today. And apart from his lock-up in his first run in Q3 all weekend. But Antonelli's been fantastic all weekend as well. And Max Verstappen has come from the pit lane and is threatening for P2. So, I mean, I can see why people are voting that way. Antonelli says he's fighting everything. Croft, Salesforce driver of the day. Great. Jorex fastest lap. Jesus Christ. Anyway, it's driver of the day. Max is cruising up to George Russell here. For sure. I'm going to keep going quiet because I'm just looking at the timing screen to see if I can look at something other than Max Verstappen, but it's kind of difficult because he's doing it all. Gasly is only nearly 5 tenths behind Isack Hadjar in the battle for P9, so we could be getting points for Alpine here, which would be probably as impressive as Max Verstappen, to be honest. Points for Alpine. So go on, Gasly. Hulkenberg's up in 8th place as well, by the way. This battle for P6 in the Constructors, by the way, I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world for some people, apart from Kevin, of course, but it's getting spicy. If it stays like this, Racing Bulls will be 8 clear of Aston Martin. Haas will only be 2 behind Aston. Sauber will only be 6 further back. That's going to be a fun little fight between now and the end of the season. Can Max get P1 or is it over? Max last lap a 13.1. He is behind Russell though. Norris a 13.4. So we'll see what he does when he passes Russell. That's where we're going to get an inkling. But 10 laps to go. It feel a bit. I tell you what. A bit like this year's championship. It just feels like it's going to be just a little bit too much of a gap. But still. Piastri, by the way, is following Verstappen, but he's still 4.3 behind him and in the 13.1s as well. So Piastri's pace isn't exactly incredible. This has been a huge weekend for Lando Norris, hasn't it? Obvious statement, of course. Obvious. I think Verstappen needs to clear Russell now, but... Well, on the straight, of course. But Russell might want to do a job here for Antonelli if he can as well. So Russell looking at his mirrors coming out of that. I'll always call it the final corner. It's not officially, but turn 12, really. But yeah, surely Verstappen with the DRS. George has got his brake problems as well. He's going to try and defend his George Russell, but Verstappen having a look to the outside... and he sweeps beautifully around the outside of George Russell into the centre S's. I love a move around the outside of turn 1 in Brazil. And I think a little bit out of shape there, Russell, as well, which should help Verstappen defend down to turn 4 as he breaks the toe and does indeed. Max Verstappen up into P3. Now we need to watch his sector times from sector 2 onwards versus Norris, and then we can answer that question. He's surely going to get Antonelli. 2.6 seconds behind him. 9 laps to go. That's a lovely move. George did go defensive, and actually that Mercedes has been slippery in a straight line all weekend, actually, hasn't it? So, or seemed to be in the sprint at least. But that is a lovely move past George Russell. round the outside, GP says. Yeah. So, middle sector for Norris, 37.3, 37.6 for Verstappen. So, Norris, it's only a couple of tenths, I suppose, 3 tenths, but yeah, clear track now for Verstappen as he chases down Antonelli. This next lap feels important, but I think certainly P2. I think P1, 8 laps to go. He's 9.7 seconds. He's going to need a mistake from Lando or a mega lap himself. So I think P2, I think GP was right. P2 is on. Worth watching Piastri as well. He was 1.8 seconds quicker than Russell on that lap. I know Russell had to deal with Verstappen overtaking him, but Piastri is closing in. Only marginally quicker in the first sector on this lap though, so George recovering from that, but worth keeping an eye on Piastri. I meant to read that. So Friday night, where are you? I've lost you. Friday night dinner was saying, talking about some gloves that they've got signed, having met Lando Norris. So there you go, just to let you know. Yep. I meant to read it. Then everything was kicking off. So, yeah. Do you think Piastri would be in the lead if he didn't get that pen? I don't think so, Mike. No, he'd be second, but I don't think he'd be in the lead. I think Norris would probably be. He's just had the pace, hasn't he, over his teammate this weekend, Lando? So... yeah, so actually on that lap, Norris a 10th quicker, so he has been managing a bit, Lando. So I think that ends the battle for the win, but now it's about whether or not Verstappen can catch Antonelli. Hulkenberg catching Lawson here for P7 to add some more spice to that battle for P6 in the Constructors. Friday night dinner too says I've met him once and I'm going again with my cousin because of how much I loved meeting him. Have a good time. Yeah, I've met him a few times. He's a lovely guy. I don't get the hate. I don't want to get into the conversation either, but he's a really lovely guy. So yeah, go meet him again. Have a good time. Get as much stuff signed as you can. Because he might be a world champion in a few weeks' time. So Red Raver says that Hulkenberg P7 sounds about right. Yeah, that was at Renault, wasn't it? He was doing that every weekend, wasn't it? So 1.5 seconds between Antonelli and Verstappen. Only 2 tenths quicker that lap from Verstappen versus Norris. So I think, yeah, that's 8 seconds, 6 laps to go. Unless something happens. And to be honest, even if something happens now, it's going to be a safety car, and that's going to be a safety car finish anyway, probably. But yeah, unless something happens, I don't see Max catching Norris. I forgot which McLaren was in the lead. I don't know why I forgot which McLaren was in the lead. He's been in the lead all weekend, literally. P1 in FP1, P1 in sprint quali, P1 in the sprint, P1 in qualifying, P1 in the race. Couple of laps where he wasn't, of course, in this race. But yeah, watching Hulkenberg battle Lawson here at turn 4. That could be where it all happens. Trying to come back in it, but Lawson defending well. I don't know why we're not watching this. This should be the big picture, and we'll keep an eye on Piastri catching Russell in the little picture, surely. Because Hulkenberg is all over the back of Liam Lawson. Great battle. Okay, Kimi, just going to leave you to it, mate, is what Bono is telling him over the radio. Verstappen, yeah, he's got Verstappen now coming up right behind him, 1.1, 1.2 seconds behind. Yes, good stuff. This is going to be a fun fight to the end. Max Verstappen. There's just something about Max Verstappen, out of position, fresh power unit, setup he's happy with. It just makes for a great race, doesn't it? And we're getting that 1.1 the gap. Antonelli needs to try and just, if he can, keep him out of DRS for another lap, just to prolong this if he can. Piastri on the back of Russell now, 1.3 seconds. I think Antonelli, it's going to be tight this, I think, for DRS. And Verstappen is within DRS through this turn 12. Will he be there through the detection point? Yes, he will. Just about, Max. How close do you want it? So we'll get DRS now on the run to turn 1, and then he'll get it again on the run to turn 4. The gap is coming down those soft tyres. Obviously nice and grippy. Great traction off that turn 12 for Max. Now 4. We said about 4 tenths yesterday, didn't we? It felt like you needed to be behind, but with that extra traction, a little bit of a wobble through there for Max. So it's might have to wait another lap. Because the gap is 6 tenths, but if anyone's going to send it, he will, but he's a little bit too far back there, so he should get the run off of turn 12, shouldn't he? As it stands, Norris leads the championship by 24 points, says Red Raven. Yeah, Piastri has to pass Russell. I think... Yeah, I've said it a few times. I think we're now looking at, unless something happens to Norris now, I think we are looking at Norris versus Piastri, but it's actually going to be a bit of a struggle for Piastri now as well, isn't it? I hope, like, nothing against Lando, but I hope he doesn't wrap this up with 2 races to go or something in Vegas. It's been threatening to go down to the wire all season. Please let it go down to the wire. Or at least certainly a post-summer break or post-Zandvoort. It's been threatening to go down to the wire, hasn't it? So it'd be such a shame if it got wrapped up early. Nothing worse than a dead rubber race. So there is that fight for P6 in the Constructors, and that does matter financially. So, again, Max has a good exit from 2, but I think Antonelli was slightly better there. Yeah, I think Antonelli doing really well through those centre S's. My leg's twitching again. It's doing that Christian Horner thing. Shut up. I would do a recap of the race so far for people in chat, but I can't. I've got to keep an eye on this. We've also got to keep an eye on Piastri versus Russell. So thank you to those in chat who are updating. People who have just come in. Really appreciate that. Well, it's been a bit chaotic at times, but it's also been really fun. Lots of battling, and then we've got this as well: Max Verstappen versus Antonelli, Piastri v Russell. Piastri is now within DRS of Russell. So let's have a look. So 7/10 through the detection point this time. So we will get the DRS, Max. So he's a 10th closer than he was last time. I think you need to be about 4/10 off coming out of the center S's and into that detection point down to turn 4. Is how it seems to be that. The gap is 3/10 now. Max is very, very close. But Antonelli, again, looks pretty good off of turn 2 and 3. Piastri right on Russell, so it's 5/10. This is going to be close. It's coming down. It's coming down. Verstappen's getting close. Has a little look, but won't scare Antonelli off the road there. Yeah, this is great drive from Antonelli. He's going to have to cling on. He's been P2 pretty much all weekend as well. I'm not. Do you know what, Red Raven? It's interesting to say that I'm. Maybe we're going the opposite way now, but I'm not convinced 24 points is what he can recover from with 3 to go. Obviously a better chance than 34. Not with Norris on this form anyway. But then again, 24-point lead. Norris crashes in Vegas. Piastri wins it. He's a point clear, isn't he? Oh, Verstappen's sideways coming through that final corner. So that's going to cost him down there. Cost him a lot there. So, yeah, 1 lap left. It has to be turn 4 this time around for Verstappen. Oh, he's having a little look at... Good, I just thought he'd sent that then. He had a look to try and distract him, but that's going to compromise him through 2, and that's going to help Antonelli big time on the run to turn 4. That was his real last chance now. Piastri has to pass Russell as well this time around. And I think that's that. Lando Norris, is leading. He's 10 seconds up the road. Verstappen has to try something unorthodox here, which is not beyond Max Verstappen. Here we go. Norris is through 10. Oh, Antonelli's gone wide through there. This is going to set things up on the run to the line. But it just depends whether Verstappen tries something into 10. He has maybe a little look. Nope, not quite. But yeah, Antonelli making a couple of mistakes around there, which is helping Max Verstappen. But Lando Norris, P1 in FP1, P1 in sprint quali, P1 in the sprint, P1 in qualifying. It's P1 in the race, and I'm sick of saying P. Lando Norris wins the Sao Paulo / Brazilian Grand Prix. But now we're watching. I think Antonelli should be okay for P2. It's going to be very close. Verstappen closing in, but it's Antonelli in P2. Verstappen from pit lane to P3. What a drive. George Russell P4, Oscar Piastri in P5. Now we've got Ollie Bearman, should be okay for P6. In fact, Ollie Bearman is completely his own. Look at that gaggle of cars behind Liam Lawson in seventh place down. It's pretty much Lawson, then everybody else behind him to the line here. This is going to be interesting. Ocon having a look at one of the Williams there. We're going to get a drag. We're going to get multiple. Oh, Ocon having a little look. Not quite. We're going to get cars dragging to the line here. Liam Lawson should take... This has been great. Liam Lawson should take P7. He does indeed. And then over the line, it is Lawson for 7, Hadjar 8, 9th for Hulkenberg, 10th for Gasly, 11th for Albon, 12th for Ocon, 13th for Sainz, Alonso 14th, Colapinto 15th, Stroll 16th, and then Yuki, Tsunoda... slowly over the line, bless him, in P17, and that is your lot. Well, there you go. Oh. Sorry if you don't like bad language, but that is why I fucking love this track. What a race again. Great stuff. Action throughout. I am going to stay live for a little bit longer. We'll go through the order. We'll look at the championship and we'll talk for a little bit longer. Probably for another 25 minutes and then we'll wrap it up there. But if you are disappearing, thank you so much for your company over here today. That was a hell of a lot of fun. Great stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to the F1 Word and drop a like on the stream as well. And please do make sure you follow the link in the chat and in the description over to my other channel and subscribe subscribe over there. We're live on Wednesday night over there. We'll also have a video out this week, and then we'll be doing stuff pretty much every race weekend for the rest of this season. And that is where, for those interesting, the testing live streams will be next season. 6 days of testing over on Formula Sean. So make sure you subscribe to the new channel. Links all over the place. Thank you for your support over there in the last 2 weeks. Oh, if you're staying though, get your questions ready. Plenty to talk about there. That was incredible. Wow. Yeah, Corner Wookie, mate. Corner Wookie, Kieran. I'm reading your name, but yeah, Kieran. Definitely go and watch the highlights of that. There'll be plenty of highlights. What a race. Absolutely fantastic. Max Verstappen, probably won driver of the day. I didn't see if that was confirmed, but yeah. I'm going to take a very quick 15 seconds for a drink because, my God, I've not stopped to drink all race. That was brilliant fun. Then I'll come back to you. We'll do the order, and then we will do championship, Q&A, all of that business. So give me 15 seconds. You can count them from now. That had to be less than 15. Come on. I've got juice all over my face. Lando Norris has won the 2025 Sao Paulo Grand Prix to extend his championship lead. I mean, I felt like Mexico was his most complete weekend to date. That's not far behind if it hasn't beaten it. What absolute perfection from Norris this weekend. What a way to turn your season around. He is comfortably clear. We'll look at the championship in a bit. Kimi Antonelli, P2 all weekend. Norris has been P1 all weekend. Antonelli's been there pretty much all weekend in P2. Sensational from him this weekend. Really come a long way since that mid-season slump. So well done to Antonelli. 10.3 behind in the end, but he had to fend off. Third place, Max Verstappen. Pit lane to third place for Max Verstappen, and there were a couple of laps where it looked like he might be threatening for the win, but Lando just found the pace he needed to when he needed to kind of put that to bed, and he got caught up behind Antonelli, which didn't help. So yeah, but what a drive from Max Verstappen. Probably now between Norris and Piastri for the title, maybe not even that, we'll see. But yeah, Verstappen really needed more, and he'd beaten both McLarens, didn't he, every weekend? He's not done it this weekend, but whatever. The fact he's even in the conversation is incredible. George Russell, P4, struggling with his brakes at one stage, possibly right to the end as well. Did well to get P4. Piastri, P5, he got a 10-second penalty for hitting Kimi Antonelli at turn 1, who then ran into Charles Leclerc and ended Charles Leclerc's race and made me swear about Ferrari's miserable weekend. Ollie Bearman, 4th in Mexico, 6th in Brazil. What a couple of races it's been for him. What an end to the season it could be as well. Fantastic stuff. Great in qualifying yesterday as well, by the way. Liam Lawson, Isack Hadjar in the Racing Bulls, 7th and 8th. They were noted, by the way, for an incident involving the two of them at turn 1, but it was reviewed and no further investigation, so not sure what happened there. Sure, we'll find out at some point. Nico Hulkenberg got 2 points for Sauber, but incredibly, points for Alpine, or specifically a point for Alpine, with Pierre Gasly in 10th place. Alex Albon was 11th for Williams. Look at that across the line, for God's sake. So I'll do that in a second. Ocon, 12th for Haas, 13th for Sainz, 14th for Alonso. Colapinto seemed to be involved in a lot, but still only 15th. Lance Stroll, 16th. And Yuki Tsunoda with multiple penalties. Miserable weekend comes to an end with 17th. Lewis Hamilton hit the back of Franco Colapinto. That damaged his car. Also resulted in a penalty for hitting Colapinto. Leclerc, say, was caught out by Piastri hitting Antonelli, and Bortoletto crashed on the opening lap at turn 10. But just over the line, Lawson, 2 tenths clear of Hadjar, who was 4.5 tenths ahead of Hulkenberg, who was 6 tenths ahead of Gasly, who was 3 tenths ahead of Albon, who was half a second ahead of Ocon, who was 8 tenths clear of Sainz, or 7 tenths really clear of Sainz, who was 3.5 tenths clear of Alonso. What a finish in that battle for P7. I mean, wow, that was great stuff, but what a race. Thoroughly enjoyable. As for the championship, I'm going to get the calculator out as well so I can make sure I get this right. For not Excel. We're not doing it. We're not doing spreadsheets and stuff about it. It's all fine. Lando Norris now sits 24 points clear at the top of the Drivers' Championship from his teammates. 390 points, placed 366. Max Verstappen third, now 49 points off the top with not 600 available, Sean. It'll be 75 plus 8, mate. 83 points available. Yes, I needed a calculator to do that. Don't ask. Big ask for Verstappen now, I think, but it was always a big ask, wasn't it, really? But he gave us hope. George Russell stays 4th, 276 points. Leclerc and Hamilton, of course, not scoring. 5th and 6th, 214 for Leclerc, 148 for Hamilton. Antonelli's weekend, by the way, he is obviously still P7, but he's now got 122 points and sits 26 behind Lewis Hamilton. If he keeps up that form between now and the end of the season, and Ferrari continues to go the way they're going, which is backwards, then Antonelli may well yet finish ahead of the driver he replaced at Mercedes, which would be quite... I didn't see that coming at the mid-season point, was I guess what I was getting at there. Alex Albon still amazes me every time I come to him, 73 points. Hulkenberg now on 43, he's 9th. Hadjar moves up 1 place to 43 points. Bearman now up 8 points today, up 2 places, 40 points for him. Replaced Alonso, who also has 40 points. Sainz has 38 and drops a place. Alonso down 2, by the way. Lawson at 1 on 36. Stroll at 1 on 32. Ocon has 30. Tsunoda 28. Gasly 22. If Gasly picks up enough points between now and the end of the season and finishes ahead of Tsunoda, then my God, in that Alpine, that'd be incredible. Bortoletto, 19 points for Sauber. Pretty crappy weekend for him at home, wasn't it, in the end? Most important thing, he was fine after that horrible shunt yesterday. Franco, Colapinto, and technically Jack Doohan as well, yet to score. Constructors, McLaren, we know, 756 points, that's done. Mercedes now 398. Despite everything that's happened this season, and the fact there was seemingly nowhere, and the bad second car or whatever, or bad second driver, whoever you want to blame, Red Bull now move up into 3rd place in the Constructors, 366 points, and 4 points... 4 points clear, I had to check that, of Ferrari, who dropped to 4th. There you go. Williams have 111 points. Racing Bulls have 82. Still think it's a big ask to catch Williams, but I tell you what, it might be closer than I thought. Aston Martin have 72 in 7th. 70 points for Haas. 62 points for Sauber, and Alpine have 22. That was a lot of numbers, but we got there in the end. Any questions, comments, queries? Your call is important to us and all of that. I will obviously come and do the... we'll just take yours. I'm not going to read some of these because it looks like some people have come over from what Red Raven likes to call anti-social media and just have to come and moan for no reason, because that was a cracking race. Your driver may not have won. The driver you hate for no reason may have just won. But, you know, it was still a great race, and we're supposed to be racing fans first and foremost. I know the fan base has changed quite a bit over the last couple of years, but we're here for motorsport. It was a great race. I'm a Verstappen fan. If he'd not finished today, that would still have been a really good race. So, yeah, I'd still have enjoyed it. But anyway, exactly. Just roll your eyes, Red Raven. I'll make my comment. If you put something in that I think is really petty and silly, you won't get it read. But if you've got a point you want to make that's interesting or brings out a debate, then we'd be happy to have it, because that's what I've always done. So, it took me nearly 10 minutes to get through all those all those numbers and that, it felt like there. Goodness me. Was this the best race of the year, says a Yinker. See you later, Clanson. Thank you for coming along, mate. Hope you had a good one. Hope you enjoyed the race. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. That's what I was trying to say. Was this the best race? I mean, Silverstone was pretty good, to be honest, a Yinker. I recall that being really, really good. In the moment, yeah. But I'd need to go back and think about other races we've had this year before I could absolutely... So, in the moment, having just watched it, that's the best race I've seen in my life. But when I go away and think about it, there'll be probably about 100 races above that, and maybe even a couple this season. So, definitely one of the best, though. But I think what made this so good, you had Verstappen out of position. Yes, we had a few collisions, early safety cars, but this wasn't Sao Paulo drama and chaos because of rain. This was just close racing in a very close field. Yes, some cars out of position, but it was great for even Norris. Norris looked pretty much in control of this race, didn't he? For nearly all of it. But we were even questioning whether he could hang on to tyres and whether Verstappen was going to be quick enough. So even though he looked like he had it under control, there were still moments where it looked like he wasn't completely comfortable at the front, like something could twist. But any kind of safety car or a downpour or a mistake, it all swings. But yeah, that just throughout the field was great racing today. So it's going to be up there as one of the races of the season. In the moment, it's the best race of the season. But I think actually Silverstone was pretty epic as well. So it was a rapid strategy game with also great racing. Good mix, as Red Raven. Exactly. That's the thing as well. It also shows a multi-stop race makes it interesting because you get an ending there. Liam Lawson clinging on to his medium tyres after 52 laps for 7th place, only pitting once. But then you've got Hadjar right on his backside over the line with the rest of the field behind him, having stopped twice. Hulkenberg as well, doing 38 laps on the softs. It gives a mix of strategy and multiple stop strategy races, plus a close field. It's kind of the perfect mix around a track you can race on. It is a shame. Sorry to like rely on DRS and picking a negative. It is a shame that DRS zone to turn 4 can't be slightly longer, or that maybe the DRS could start earlier down the straight. You go through turn 15 anyway. Could that activation not be straight after turn 14? I don't know. There might be safety reasons why not, but then we'd just be moaning about constant easy DRS overtakes. That was great stuff. 3 races to go this season. Las Vegas, 20th to 22nd of November. Qatar, 28th to 30th of November. And Abu Dhabi, 5th to the 7th of December. I'll be live for pretty much the entire Qatar weekend over on Formula Sean, and I'll be live for all of Abu Dhabi as well. Not sure what will happen around Las Vegas, but I know we'll be doing a race reaction. A race watch-along. We might be doing a race reaction. I'll talk to Stuart tomorrow and we'll see. But that was great stuff. We'll do driver of the day in a second. I'll read a few more of your comments out. But yeah, no more DRS anyway now from next year. We'll be interested to see again. No DRS. We've got the X wings and Y wings, and if you're a Ferrari fan, the L wings. Good lord. So yeah, it's going to be interesting next season. No DRS, but see if this thing it's been replaced with is going to make any difference. But yeah. CPB's here. Hey CPB, we talked about you earlier in a good way. Not been not been slagging you off or anything. Not like last time. If Norris never is lower than second, sorry, Red Raven says Piastri still has it in his hands. He must win every race to be champion by having more wins. If Norris is so if Piastri wins every race for 9 of the season, 7, 14, 21, can he? That'd be 20. So if he wins the final 3 with Norris second, that's 7, 14, 21. So he's still 3 points adrift. If he wins the sprint and Norris finishes second, that's only 1 point difference, isn't there? So that'd be 22 points. The gap. I'm not doubting you, Red Raven. I'm doing maths on the fly, and if I've got 25 minutes to sit down and work it out, I'll still get it wrong, mate. So try to do it. I'm just trying to work it out. Yeah. I think he needs Norris to be maybe third at one of them, or maybe have a bit of a rough sprint in Qatar. Now, there's one more sprint, but there's only 1 point between first and second, isn't there? I think. Don't forget as well, Verstappen had a puncture earlier in the race, which is why he had to make an early stop. So he may have been able to make a 2-stop work. We'll never know, of course. We never know. Yeah, it's definitely going to be... if you thought there were 2 sprints, then your maths was right. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I always think Vegas is a sprint because it's quite a show, isn't it? But it's not a sprint, so that'll be why. It's okay. We got that. I think that's about right. He needs Lando to have a bad sprint or finish third in one of the races, and that's not beyond the realms of possibility. By the way, it's not impossible for Piastri to win the final 3 races and the sprint, and Norris to have a weekend where he finishes 4th in one of them. It is possible. The title is between Max and Lando, says CPB. Oscar isn't winning it now. I'm afraid I'm joining Red Raven here on this one. I don't think Max is going to do it now. It felt like it was just going to be too much before this weekend. But with a gap now of 49 points between Verstappen and Norris. I'm not. Yeah, I was going to do the maths again, but and then 8 for sprint. So there's 83 points available, 49 point in the gap. I just don't see it. I don't see it. So I think it is still, but it is between Norris and Piastri realistically. Look, mathematically, Max still can. So I'm not going to sit here and say he won't. I'm just going to say I think it's a little bit too much now. Antonelli celebrating his second podium, of course. I mean, it was in the sprint second, but second real podium of the season after Canada. But yeah, I just feel like that's a bit much with only 83 points available. So, yeah. I'd love him to. It'd be one hell of a story, but it's a lot. No, it's definitely 49 points. I've checked it 3 times now, guys. It definitely is 49. Yeah. Red Raven says, let me phrase it like that. Norris has his hand on the trophy. Piastri 3 and Verstappen 1 finger. Yeah. No, it's all right. I'm just when you said 39, Goober, I was sort of like, is it 39? I'll just double check. So it's 25 times 3, which is 75, plus 8 is what's left. So that's 83. And then I'll check it for a third time just to make sure. And then it's 390 for Norris, 341 for Verstappen. That's 49. So had he taken second today, comes down a bit, but just a bit too much even for Max, I think. But I don't want to crap on him because he's had an amazing couple of weekends. He's been faultless this weekend as well. But as we've seen this season, Lando Norris can make mistakes. As we've seen this season, Oscar Piastri can make mistakes. So Verstappen could nick it. But there's something about the Red Bull as well. It's just still very inconsistent. He looked okay. Not great in sprint quali. He looked fine in the sprint. And then in qualifying, he gets knocked out in Q1 and it's terrible. So they have to switch back to something else. And, you know, that car's so unpredictable. So, yeah. Alexander says, thank God it's just your opinion and not fact. I don't know if you're talking to me. I was going to say, of course it's my opinion. I'm not going to sit and say it's fact, am I? But there you go. I'd never say it was fact unless I'm telling you a fact, like Lando Norris finished 10.388 clear of Antonelli. That's a fact. But yeah. I think there's an argument going on between Alexander and Marcus, is my guess here, but I'm just clarifying I'd never claimed that my opinion's a fact. Don't worry. But I think that's the argument going on here. So, yeah. It's to be fair, Red Raven, it's been a while since we've had a chat like this, so usually it's all pretty good. And actually over on the other place, it's a hell of a lot of fun. So, but yeah, that's why I'm having more fun over there. Not that today hasn't been fun, by the way, just to be clear. It's been a lot of fun. Who is favourite for Vegas? Do you know what, actually? I'll call you Danish to make sure I get it right. But yeah, no. I'd maybe argue Mercedes. Not because I'm wearing this. Yeah, their merch is so great, they'll be best in Vegas. They'll sell the most. But I just think the cooler temperatures, Antonelli coming off the back of a couple of great weekends, Russell, we know, can really surprise people. So I actually think maybe favourites is a bit much, but I think it's going to be really close. I think Mercedes will be right in there again. So, I mean, probably if you favourites are probably McLaren. Is that a shock? I don't know. But don't rule out Mercedes next time out, and Red Bull will be right there as well, of course. So, but yeah, no, the lower because it was quite cool here today and throughout the weekend. It should in theory be even cooler in Vegas. In fact, it feels a little bit early to be checking the weather. In fact, it might even tell me. In fact, no, it won't be. So, as an example, let's pick Wednesday for no reason. It could get as low as sort of 16, 17 degrees for the race. That's obviously based on this week's temperatures. Might be different next week, but or the following week. But yeah, so it's going to be cooler. So that might bring Mercedes more into play. So that could be fun. Yeah. I fully agree. Sorry, I'm just having a look at what's CPB saying. This is the PG version of the chat. Formula Show will have C-bombs. Yeah, to be fair. Yeah. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We've had worse chats, trust me, here before. But it's been a long time since we've had a chat like this. But people are angry because I don't know. Do you know? Yeah, what? What are we angry about? We've just seen a cracking fucking race. one of the best of the season. It had a bit of drama, but it didn't need the drama. It didn't need rain. Absolutely incredible race, and it's not Lando Norris's fault that Oscar Piastri has shat the bed the last few weeks, and it's not in the same way that it wasn't Oscar Piastri's fault when Lando Norris was shitting the bed. You know, it's racing. It happens. So I don't know what people are angry at, but you know, yeah. Sure. We'll take some more comments. So we'll wrap up in a few. I don't want to just sit waffling. But yeah. It's a cracking race. Oh, it was a great race. Who's your driver of the day then? Let's do that first, actually, and then we'll take some final comments, and then it might clear the chat if you all just throw a surname in who your driver of the day was. I think Max Verstappen won the official driver of the day. Why does Sky Sports never show the Blazers playing NBA? Why is it always everybody else? Anyway, so please do let me know your surname or your first, whatever you want to put in there for your driver of the day. Max Verstappen won the official driver of the day. I mean, take your pick, really. Norris absolutely deserves a shout for a faultless weekend and a faultless race. Antonelli's been incredible all weekend, did a great job and put his car in the right places and didn't buckle under pressure when Max Verstappen was breathing down his neck. Max Verstappen came from the pit lane to P3. Ollie Bearman's finished P6. Liam Lawson, Nico Hulkenberg, they made one stoppers work. Lawson finished in P7. Pick a driver, just don't pick Yuki Tsunoda. So many great drives out there today. Even if George Russell was suffering with brake problems as well, I mean, that deserves a nod, but not quite enough for driver of the day. Fantastic stuff. I will be ruling out Piastri because he had contact, and you know my rules around that. But that might put a few people out, actually. But yeah, I'll see what you're saying, chat. I always like to go another way, don't I? If you're all going the way I think you're going to go, and that's the way of the official driver of the day, I'll pick someone different just for a bit of an argument. But actually, very quickly, Rev Raven says, let's switch to something positive then. Bearman with a hell of a performance today. My driver of the day, aside from Norris and Verstappen. Absolutely. And actually, to be fair, don't forget Mexico, Red Raven. I'm sure you haven't, but that's 2 cracking weekends in a row for him. 6th place here, 4th in Mexico. Just needs to stop crashing into people in practice and disobeying red flags, and he might not get a race ban then. Fud says Max. CPB says Max is not even close. Boom Spoon says that's a lot of Shat the Bed, sponsored by the official McLaren washing machine. There you go. Michael says Verstappen. Neelish says I think Vegas will be relatively bad in Vegas. Yes. Have I made a mistake, or are you mocking me, or have we? I don't know. Paula says Max. Luca's going with Max as well. Hey Luke. Hey Paula. Hey to Josh as well. Says Max boy. I feel I'm too old to be doing that. Come on. Joe says Max. Boom Spoon says so many drivers to pick. Neelish has gone with Kimi Antonelli. The real Goober says Max. Bearman, but Norris and Verstappen are also up there, says Red Raven. Boom Spoon has given 4. For me, it's between Norris, Antonelli, Verstappen and Bearman. Driver of the day, Max says Fud. Driver of the weekend, Lando. Honourable mention for both Kimi. Kimi. Honourable mention for driver of the weekend for sure. Great performance for him. Bearman and Hulkenberg says Pascal. I think Hulkenberg's a fair shout, actually, to be P9 and make a one-stop. With 38 laps on the softs ain't bad, is it? Really? Did all right there. Bearman says Mike. Kimi Antonelli for, is it Yama? I'm terrible with names, so I am sorry. You could be called John Smith and I'd still get it wrong, so it's nothing. Apologies there for it wrong, but you know who you are. I'm only a couple of years behind you, Josh, to be fair. And Bearman has been excellent, says Joe. Sean, do you reckon he's Lewis's Ferrari replacement leader when he retires? We'll come back to that. I'll just read the super chat. Thank you very much to Yinka for the super chat. And your support, as always, mate, is appreciated. He said, I always say Max is a GOAT, not the GOAT, but every year he arrives in Brazil and shuts me up. What a driver. See that? Obviously, people are entitled to say what they like. They're entitled to their opinion, etc., etc. But that's the kind of comment I really, really like. And not just because it's a yinker and he's giving me money, but because it just, not saying he's not a fan of Max, but I've always said this, that, and the other about Max, but then he turns up to Brazil and shuts me up. That, to me, is a balanced opinion and a balanced... Well, it's somebody with a brain, which is lovely when you're on the internet so much. But yeah, Bearman or Norris says DMX, one of those. Kevin says Bearman to Ferrari. So, Neelish wants to talk about the constructors as well. There were some huge swings today. So let's quickly do the constructors then. We did read through it earlier. We'll very quick word on this again in case people missed it. So the big change is really Mercedes have now pulled away this weekend a fair whack from Red Bull. They're on 398 points and Red Bull on 366. But Red Bull have moved ahead of Ferrari by 4 points, which isn't insignificant. There's a lot of money in that. But Ferrari are going backwards, it feels like. But I still feel like they're going to end up P3 because I think Red Bull need Yuki to be up there. I just don't think he's going to be able to because we've been to so many different tracks now and he's still not really quite clicking or clicking at all. So I still think Ferrari will end up P3. Maybe more out of hope than expectation, I'll admit. But to see Red Bull jump into third place when you think of where they were earlier in the year, that's quite a surprise. So, but the big battle and where the money's going to matter just as much, if not more, is sort of certainly the battle for P6, but arguably the battle for P5 because 19 points, is it? No, it can't be 19 points. I'm going to have to get the calculator out again. It's been a long weekend. I've done nothing but stream all weekend and sleep. So 111 minus 82 is 29. So 29 points between Racing Bulls and Williams. That seems like a lot, but if Williams keep having these off weekends that we've seen over the last few weeks, it might let Racing Bulls in, but it feels like the battle for P6. 10 points between Racing Bulls and Aston Martin. 2 points back to Haas. 8 points back to Sauber. Alpine, not a cat in hell's chance of finishing anything but 10th. Which actually, to be fair to Alpine, that's a lot of CFD time next year, isn't it? So, in a new regulation era, that's kind of perfect for them. They're going to be starting from scratch. But the battle for P6 is fascinating. I still think Racing Bulls will hang on to it. But these last couple of weekends for Bearman have certainly brought Haas more into play. So it's going to be a lot of fun. To see. I think that's the battle. If Lando wraps this up with a couple of races to go or a race to go or whatever, and Abu Dhabi ends up being a bit of a dead rubber race, I think is the phrase for the championship, watch the battle for P6. That's going to be a lot of fun to keep an eye on. So important. Thing is, even the times that Tsunoda messes it up, then Red Bull messes it up just to be sure. Tsunoda does not mess it up. I get what you mean. Yeah, so even the times that Tsunoda doesn't mess up, Red Bull messes up to be sure. Yeah, like it's not Tsunoda's fault today. His penalty wasn't served properly. That's a team error, isn't it? So, yeah. CPB says bold prediction think Kimi can win in Vegas. Somebody asked about Bearman. Where are you? You've gone. Joe, do you think that Bearman is Lewis's Ferrari replacement when he retires, or the leader? I have no information on this at all. It is all gut feeling. I just have a sneaking suspicion, again with no information to go on, that Oscar Piastri is going to end up at Ferrari at some point. So it may. I can't see Leclerc putting up with this for much longer. I don't know how he's got as far as he has. There's going to come a point where Leclerc, as he gets maybe another year or two, gets a bit older. I just feel like he's going to reach a point when he gets to the what's supposed to be the peak of his career and say, this just isn't happening. I need to go somewhere else to win the championship. That might then open up the door for Piastri to go to Ferrari, and maybe Bearman does replace Hamilton, and we end up with a Piastri-Bearman in the future at Ferrari. But right now, I can't see anybody but Bearman replacing Hamilton, unless somebody like a Piastri or a Russell, or dare I say a Verstappen, jump ship. I wouldn't want don't get me wrong, I wouldn't put Bearman in that car next year. I mean, Hamilton has a contract, so they wouldn't anyway, but I wouldn't. It's too soon for him. But a couple more years, keeps building on what he's doing now. He's not going to be 4th and 6th every other weekend, is he? But it's still what he's doing. He's certainly put himself back in. There was a little phase, wasn't there, where he was quick, but too many mistakes had been made, bad results, crashes, and you thought, maybe he's not the driver we thought he was. And then just started to put it together now, and that brings him back into play. So if they're looking to promote from their junior ranks, then yes, it's absolutely Bearman. But next year's driver market is going to be so mad. It really is, Joe. It's going to be absolutely mental. So sitting here today, it looks like that's possible. But if Piastri jumps ship next year, or Russell decides to leave because the Mercedes isn't what he thought he was, or Verstappen's sick of driving around in 18th place because Red Bull have got it horrifically wrong, who knows? Yeah, but Joe also, thank you for your super chat, mate. He says, great stream again, Sean. Is it fair to say the rookie class is the best we've ever had? Thank you very much, mate, for your super chat and your support as well. If you're going to be on the other channel on Wednesday, we might be able to answer that, Joe. I feel like I haven't got all the information in front of me, but this feels like the best rookie class since we got Norris, Russell and Albon through. So maybe that's one for me. I'll try and remember to check this super chat. Or if you can remind me of it, don't do another super chat, obviously, but remind me of it over in the other place. You can't do another super chat in the other place. It's not monetized, so there you go. Remind me of it on Wednesday. Maybe me and Jonty can discuss that a bit more, because I'd need to go back and just look at the rookies from the last few years, but certainly the best batch since Norris, Russell and Albon. And when you look at, I mean, Hadjar's been incredible this year. He's really... Bortoletto, apart from this weekend, has been pretty great as well. Colapinto's growing. Is he still a rookie? Maybe, maybe not. Bearman's doing a great job now, but he was shaky at times. So, yeah, really, that could be a good conversation. Bearman to Ferrari, Lewis to Haas, says CPB. Any more questions, comments, and I'll read them out. If not, we'll wrap it up. Just to let you know, CPB, I'll double check with Jonty, but I think we definitely are going to talk about Massa on Wednesday, probably in the second half of the stream. He was on the grid with Martin Brundle earlier, and Martin Brundle asked him about it. He said he just wants justice because no one deserved what happened to him. So definitely worth a conversation on Wednesday, but we might lead with something else, but we'll definitely get to that on Wednesday. And if we don't, you are allowed to call us, toss us in the chat, CPB. I will let you. I won't even ban you for calling us one. I promise. Yes, so thank you, CPB. I'll just remind you. Thank you to Zero Strike for your super chat. Says, did the race start? What stops for Max, or thoughts, Max? Thank you for your super chat, mate. Yeah, race has finished it. It's all done. You might be a little bit further back in the stream. I don't know if you're here now or whether you're sort of half an hour or so behind. I know some people watch it on delay, but thank you for your super chat. Max in the end did 3 stops, but yeah, the race is over. Lando Norris the race winner, Antonelli P2 and Max Verstappen P3. Toss us a great word, Kevin. Come on. Is that a British? I feel like, is that a British? That feels like an Australian word to me. I don't know why. But yeah, Lawson has definitely improved his boom spoon. Yeah, he was a bit. I think that was a bit of a kick in the nuts, wasn't it, for him right at the start of the season? But yeah, how did he get P3? Do you know what, Zero? Better than he was in the pit lane. Zero Strike. He started from the pit lane, mate, and he got a puncture in the first few laps and still ended up P3. I tell you how, he did great strategy timing for Red Bull. From Red Bull, some fantastic overtaking, super aggressive. The new power unit in the back would absolutely have helped him, of course, and obviously the setup change they made helped him. So yeah, just I tell you what, Max things. Max things. Is it sad that I'm more hyped for Wednesday than I am for Christmas? No, you should be more hyped. Me and Jonty are very interesting people. I promise. The official doc's out for penalties is exactly what I was expecting for the Piastri incident. He's now on 8 penalty points. Says Fud. That's one to keep an eye on, actually, Fud, yeah, for the rest of the season. So yeah, I'll go. I'll tell you what, I will read the documents and then we'll wrap it up there. I'm not sure I can deal with FIA things. You know what they're like. It's really the Piastri one I want to read than it is anything else. So I'm going to do the Piastri one because that's the one I think I just want to get some clarity on what they're calling out of control and whatnot. So 10-second time penalty, 2 penalty points. So at the safety car restart on lap 6, Oscar Piastri attempted to overtake Kimi Antonelli on the inside of turn 1. In doing so, Piastri did not establish the required overlap, there you go, prior to and at the apex, as his front axle was not alongside the mirror of car 12, as defined in the driving standards guidelines for overtaking on the inside of a corner. Piastri locked the brakes. He attempted to avoid contact by slowing, but was unable to do so and made contact with Antonelli. The contact caused Antonelli to make secondary contact with Leclerc, who was positioned on the outside and was forced to retire from the race as a result. Piastri was therefore wholly responsible for the collision. by the racing guidelines, yes, but still. A 10-second time penalty and 2 penalty points are considered appropriate and consistent with recent precedents. Piastri did not establish the required overlap. So had Piastri's right front been alongside the wing mirror of Antonelli, would that have been a racing incident? What I will say, a lot of people criticise the FIA, and largely rightly so. But the driving guidelines have helped us as fans to work out where their red lines are, hasn't it, in a way? There's a lot of ambiguity still in there, don't get me wrong. But we know that if that front wheel is alongside that wing mirror, then that move is probably fair or a racing incident. So there you go. So that wraps that one up then. So this is the thing. It's why I understand why they have to wait till after the race to put the decisions out, but I do kind of wish that we got them in race, because then that whole debate disappears, because you read that and you go, no, I get it then. That's fair. If he's not, I mean, maybe I could have spotted that on the live stream, to be fair, but I'm a fan as well. I can't spot everything. So there you go. Sounds like the kind of penalty they didn't really want to, but had to, given it was consistent. Yeah, which again is a good thing, to be fair. I'd rather the stewards went, I don't really want to give this penalty, but because we have before, we've got to be consistent. I'd rather they were consistent with it. So yeah. But again, I know what the Hatprus was saying earlier about what the rules state around out of control with locking up, but I don't think it wasn't a reckless move from Piastri, was it? It was just a bit of a not quite far enough alongside. It was close. It must have been close to being alongside there. But anyway, yeah. The Tsunoda penalty wasn't served as the mechanic started working on the car immediately, says Fudd. There you go. We suspected that, didn't we, mate, in the race? So, and yeah, feels like if he was alongside, it's probably just a racing incident, says Joe. Only one tyre locked, though, said Killjoy. Yeah. Like, he didn't go in too hot, and he wasn't like Tsunoda's move on Stroll, where he just lost control of the car and ran into him. It wasn't anything like that, but yeah, that clears it up. That solves that for me then. Valentine says McLaren double DNF in Vegas. Hey, mate, yeah, that would be... If they double DNF and Max wins, maybe things turn around again. But, well, they probably wouldn't they? But that would only leave 2 races to go. So, yeah. Anyway, should we leave it there for today and for this weekend? I know I've only been live here once, but I've been live over another place 3 times. So it has been a lot of fun this weekend. I really have enjoyed it. So thank you, everyone, for your company over here and over on Formula Sean as well. It's been, like I say, a lot of fun. We've had a giggle. We've had a few debates. We've had some disagreements. We've had some grumpy people in chat for no reason, but well, because their favourite driver didn't win. That's how people react these days. But it's still been great fun. Now, just to let you know, I will be back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. on Formula Sean with John T to talk all things F1, including the famous Massa trial that CPB's been badgering us about for at least a year, if not longer. So we are going to do that on Wednesday and talk about the championship and this weekend as well, and maybe some driver market speculation. Take lots of your questions. Big community interactive stream, like we used to in the middle of the week, the Wednesday waffle. So I'll see you on Wednesday, 8 p.m. GMT. So that's 9 p.m. in Europe and 3 p.m. Eastern time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it would be 5 hours behind. There will be a video out next week on Formula Sean as well as a stream, so it's not just going to be streams, don't worry, there will be a video out there as well. I might even start doing shorts again soon. I might. We'll see how we go. But here on the F1 Word, I will be back in a couple of weeks' time with the Las Vegas Grand Prix preview, unless something substantial happens between now and then. But given that we're just waiting to see what Red Bull do with their driver lineups, I don't think there'll be much, but we'll see. Please do drop a like before you go, and don't forget to subscribe to the F1 Word and to Formula Sean as well. Link in the description. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean. This has been the F1 Word, and until next time, goodbye.